Hello, everybody. We're back, I guess. I hope. Maybe. Maybe not. We're having all the curse issues that are following us to Friday. And, but we're going to try and get through. I'm up. Everyone else is up now. We'll see who maintains it. We're going to have a little game to see contest who goes down first, but it will be... but hello, everybody. It's been forever. We finally took our big vacation. Everyone was off from streaming, but we're back. Everyone's back in town. And hopefully we'll get back to it. But we'll see about that. Anyways, my name is Bardicdice. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the game. This is Fates United, our weekly homebrew game of the team. We get to play with our friends and all of you wonderful, beautiful people in the chat. Just quick announcements as we're figuring this out. Life stuff's happening. I'm trying to figure out, you know, job stuff. So schedules might be a little hectic here in the next month or two as we're figuring things out. So just bear with us if you don't mind. We're going to try and at least bring out a weekly game or stream it offline and do something. So, and record it and bring it up live. We'll do something, but we'll announce it in the Discord as well. So that's what you aware of that, which the next part I was going to say. We do have a Discord that we share with Marky Gaming, which you'll hear about all of their stuff here shortly. So if you want, in the chat, if I can spell... It's making me nervous how slowly my computer's typing. Discord. If you want to join, you can join in the link in the chat. And we have a wonderful, amazing Discord, and even when we're offline, it's a wonderful place to hang out for daily affirmations. You can post amazing art. We talk about anime and movies and just all sorts of creative stuff there. It's a really positive place. All that jazz. So thank you guys so much. We've missed you all. You can also see us on Tuesdays, Winds of Calamity. Rachel, Mark, and myself, and Deely's been guest starring on that channel on Tuesdays on YouTube. You can follow that with literary_DM. So that's a whole bunch of fun. I'm trying to think of announcements besides that. Oh, we do have some merch if you want to go check out some stickers and cool Fate stuff there. But besides that, I just want to play some D&D and forget all the first technical issues we're having. So let's go ahead and introduce our wonderful players, starting with our two artists of the channel, starting with D. He does some of the art down below for the characters for Meikai and Organia.
Hi, I'm Deely. Yeah, it's been a while. It's kind of funny. Rewatching past episodes, and I'm like, whoa, I look so tired on that. So I'm way more awake today. But yeah, I do art. I'm in the tavern. I'm interacting on Twitch. And yeah, it's a good time. Come and hang out in the tavern. And also on Twitter too, because I'm also on Twitter. So I do a lot of posting. That's it.
Thank you. And our other official artist, you can see her art next to all the players' names. Richie, with her awesome new haircut.
Oh, thanks! I didn't register what word it was. Awesome new, and I'm like, wait, new what? What did I get? Yes, thank you. Hi, I am Rachel, also known as Pip in the chat. I like to do art, so if you find me on Instagram or Twitter under Pip400art, you can see all my art there. I also stream art over on Marky Gaming on Mondays at 3:30 CST. I work on NPC art for the game that Mark runs, which I'll talk about in a second. And I also just do commissions or personal projects, whatever I feel like. And it's really fun. We always just hang out and talk. So come and hang out with me. In this game, I play Anais. She is a cleric. I was about to say rogue because I don't remember what she is anymore. Yeah, we like to play rogues these days. No, she's a cleric ranger, and she can talk now. So that's an exciting thing that I can do and make her about 40 times awkward than she used to be. And yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Popcorn, perfect. And heading on down to our lower row. Keeping us grounded so far with just his calmness. Tech issues.
Hello.
And yes, I'm tempting fate with it, yeah.
I am John, also known as Deely's husband, and luckily I've had no...
What? Oh, guys, is he still there?
And then, what we were talking about just now is the artwork that was happening. Sorry. But anyways, I'm also known as Deely's husband. There is some great artwork that is done in the tavern. I recommend taking a look at it. Sometimes the artists have opportunities to open up their commissions. When they do, you should take a look at it and see what you can do, because it means you have an opportunity to get some sweet pieces. Kind of like these two, Deely and I managed to get, which is pretty awesome. It's a Kahu and Meikai above me. That one was actually done by Rachel herself. And yeah, just saying, there's some awesome people that do some awesome things. Sometimes they have the ability to give those to you guys as well. Take the opportunities, support your local artists, support the people who put in those kinds of efforts. Because at the end of the day, we love the beauty that art brings to our lives. And with that, I pass it on to Mark.
Not least Mark.
Hello, everybody. I am Mark of Marquee Gaming, and we do have a D&D game that's starting up again this Sunday, 2 p.m. CST. The return of Mystical Mishaps with Rachel and Mike both in that game. So it'll be fun to get back into their characters as they enter a new city that they haven't really seen, except for one character kind of did because she's from there, but it'll be fun.
Good.
Check out the Winifred Session 0. It's on YouTube now to kind of get some backstory into that session. But on this game, I play Zachary, the ASMR Sorcerer Bard, and yeah, he is thumbs up.
That's a perfect summary. I love it.
It's like the type of thumbs up you give when like everything's wrong and you're dead inside, like the
Just enough curl to like let strangers go, okay, nice, awesome, have a good day. Have you ever had someone when you're walking by and you're like, hey, how's your day going? You're like, it's all right. And they're like, oh, want to talk about it? You're like, no, I was just being nice. Yeah, no, I'm having a real tough time. Like, oh, got sucked in.
Oh yeah. As a barista, that happens constantly.
All about the eye contact. If you don't make eye contact, you're good. But I'm going to make eye contact with all of you, my lovely friends. As I thank you so much to Vix and Marky Gaming and Raphael for the subs and resubs. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. As well as, while we were off, I was really surprised one day to get the follow from Kai Penium, which I really appreciate. I don't know how you came across my channel while we were offline, but I really appreciate it. So hopefully we'll get back to it. That being said, though, go ahead and jump into tonight's game of Fates United. Don't forget to mute everything, but let's play that intro.
Pull on threads of fate, strings of time, metal clash as they climb. Champions of the sky, sun, moon, ocean, ally. Seek the path where darkness hides, corrupting all the good inside. They will travel the hard way, igniting light through the untamed. Wilderness won't disguise the elements sent to destroy the fragile weave of destiny. Just one of the many evils sent to break the world. Protect them as legend unfolds. Pull on threads of fate, strings of time, metal clash as they climb. Champions of the sky, sun, moon, ocean, ally. Seek the path where darkness hides. Bring light to where evil abides. And come on, roll the dice. As heroes take the fight.
All right, welcome back. To jump into tonight's game, Fates United. We're in the middle of the Hanasuken arc. We're on episode 70. And I keep track when I put it on YouTube. So we're getting up there as we're getting up towards the start of the end of the game here. And just a quick recap, it has been a little bit for those that are jumping back in or joining us tonight. Our 4 players have been given powers from the affinities, kind of deities that were created in this world, and given them their bastions of power to make them champions. Chosen. Champions to fight off corruption in this world. There are 8 of them. 4 of them, and they know about 3 others as well. Each one of them is pushed to work together to help each other fight back corruption in this world and try and make it a better place. But of course, everyone has their own lives, their own things to overcome. So within this Hanosuken arc, as our players have, or Chosens have together brought Usuaga, Kahuranji's family, back together and defeated Virdis, Anaias's foreign enemy. They are now tackling a tide venture in Hanosuka, as Hanosuka has been cursed and taken over by a mist and fog that seems to keep everyone inside and also age them. As now that they've gone inside, they realized in here, it's 4 years later than outside the realm. Time seems to work different here, and the mists that surround them seem to keep them all trapped in. Demons and undead seem to now grow in this eternal darkness much more than life does, as the life force and you can see wrinkles on different people's faces that should be younger are now showing the age and energy being tapped out of them. What brought them here was Meikai, in her backstory, was it 2 years ago to this, right? Was betrothed to the prince, King Taizo, and his son, the Prince June. They were betrothed, and on their wedding day, unfortunately, one of her rivals, Nemesis Kaori, had won him over, and to defend the honor of that, Meikai challenged her in a duel out in the streets. Katanas, wedding dresses, everything. As the town looked on, they were dueling to the death. As with one last strike as Meikai was about to win, June interceded, as he really did love both of them, didn't want either to find death. With his passing, Meikai, who had never quite become royalty or the princess, was silvered, made an outcast of the city, and had left, finding her own path in life. And with now being a chosen, Chosens broke that silvering from her horns. She is now able to turn back to hopefully lift the curse and find out what exactly is going on with her hometown. Finding that also another chosen, Zachary, his family started disappearing about a year ago now, or would it be a little less than that?
It has been over a year, I think, at this point. Or about a year, right about a year or so, maybe a little longer.
Maybe a little longer, yeah. As one by one, more of the elderly members of his family were disappearing in odd ways. No sign of being harmed, but just weird. Slowly, out of fear, Zachary's family decided to split up his large family, giving all the older members their siblings to protect and sending them to different places in Organia. Zachary, now a chosen, was able to find them and keep them protected, as he's now discovered that assassins from Hanosuka have actually been going after them. Some of them, and most of the rest of his family, seems to have now been kidnapped and taken into Hanosuka for some unknown reason. Though the Chosens have shown to them that together, the path here essentially lies, as one of them on their own can't lift the curse without the other. However, they finished up and were heading to Hanosuka to check in on what's happening here, as Zachary's father, who had been in prison for going crazy and all these visions and all the disappearances, had broken free as Zachary's girlfriend for now, and Meikai's betrothed / husband by a
We're
deity.
married by the
All right,
moon.
they're married by the moon. Both ran in after him. As they, last episode, they went into Hanosuka, realizing that it's 4 hours later than when they had, as Kar and Sasha were fighting off undead. They joined in the fight, were able to push them back, and before any more of the monsters were able to revive, they found a group called the Nightingales, a thieves guild fire that it seems to be the current resistance. They were brought back to their headquarters, safety, and starting to get some of the information of what exactly is going on here. They do know that a green light is emanating from the royal, I think it's called Osiri in Japanese, but castle, or the capital area within Hanosuka, as their eyes are set on that, or maybe to find more allies in different parts. Where we left off, I think you guys were all starting to go to bed, as Trenton, Zachary's father, got some sleep. You guys were able to talk a little bit, talk maps and stuff from the Nightingale, Isuzaki. The rest of you, just for the sake we haven't played a while, is there anything you guys wish to do before heading to bed, as rest is what you're finding? As the next day she said she was willing to scout and help you get to wherever you try and find more information. I know it was a really long recap, so.
Oh, you're kidding. I think after Isuzaki leaves and stuff, well, I was trying to scan my notes to see if I did anything. But I think I might, like, awkwardly sidle over to Sasha with Kar in tow and just, like, hey, like,
Just
it's
to
gonna
kind
be
of
awkward, but
reset the scene as well. So you guys are kind of downstairs in there's a kind of like what used to be like a larger house, and this is kind of a fireplace family room. So there's a couch and some broken chairs kind of nearby. There's a table that seems to be like more of like maps and scouting material. There seems to be another room for barracks and more bunks, guards on shift. Then an upstairs as well for various rooms. Some cots have been placed in the room off to the side, as well as some upstairs for you guys to rest on. Trenton went up to one of the upstairs rooms. So whoever wants to be in this room there, Sasha is just kind of arms crossed as she's kind of standing in the corner, kind of back, listening into everything, but knows that she did break a promise of telling Zachary that she wasn't going to. So,
okay.
Real quick though, as you're walking up, where are the rest of you guys?
Honestly, I think if I remember correctly, I had finished my I had talked to Zach's dad, and then I think that was really all I was gonna do for the night. So I think I was probably headed to bed.
Starting to head to bed. Okay. What about Kahu? You're
Unmute,
muted.
jump.
Tech issues.
It's not a tech issue, it's a user error. I believe Kahu was last repairing and fixing equipment and weapons for people before going to bed.
Okay. Are you still in this room, or are you kind of in the barracks area kind of fixing stuff?
Probably in the barracks fixing stuff.
And, 3?
Zach is just sitting in a corner on the ground, like with the staff and just head resting on the staff, like leaning up against it, but just head down.
Okay, cool.
Sitting there.
Are you in earshot of Like the front room with Sasha and Mikai?
I think I'm in the main room. Yeah.
Okay.
Just sitting there.
Cool. I just want to kind of spatially make sure we got each other. Yeah, Sasha. Or Mikai, you walk up to Sasha.
Yeah, just quietly. Hey, how are you doing?
Never been better.
Well, that's a lie, but you know.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure you're like okay and like not feeling sick or anything. You're like
No, I'm
doing okay on that.
not sick. I'm alright. I can hold my own. But... No, I'm here to help whenever I need to.
I mean, you guys survived here for a little bit. How long was it? How long were they down here? Because we saw them for a couple hours and then they
It
jumped,
seemed
right?
like a few hours. I don't know, it's hard to track. There's no sun in the skies with the clouds. Oh, I'm seeing with an accent all of a sudden. Yes, Mikai's mother is here. Surprise! But yes, you guys were about once because you had saw them in the distance. It was about another, if I remember correctly, about an hour and a half.
Yeah, and I thought that they said that it had been like a day or two for them. I could be wrong.
Yep.
Kidding.
But yeah, I thought
I
it was
wrote
like
in my
a
notes
day.
4 hours, so I apologize.
Oh, I think it was.
One of those things that you guys are better at notes than I am. Oh,
Oh,
that
you're good.
I think, and I might be talking about the 4 years. No, she had. The Nightingale had said 4 years, so.
Yeah.
Whatever I said last episode still rings true. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I didn't note it in my notes, so that's why I was. It's been a while though, because time's weird. So that's all I was trying to confirm. So.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad at least that it scared us half to death, but you were able to protect Zachary's father and each other.
I don't
And
know what it was. It was a day and a half, and there were 4 hours into that battle. Sorry.
They were
Oh,
down
okay.
there. Yeah, it was a 12-hour difference for a day and a half.
Right.
Okay.
For us, honestly, it's been covered for 5 months, and it's been 4 years for the people on the ground.
Yeah. So, I mean, thank you, because you did a lot of stuff and you held your own, so that's good. I just wanted to say, I'm not trying to be patronizing or anything. I just legitimately mean maybe it was dumb, but at the same time, I think it was probably what I would do too.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd all do that for our friends.
Yeah. I mean, if I saw you just jump into the clouds, obviously I did. So,
Yeah, that was scary. I really do like Zachary's family. I didn't want Trenton to be hurt.
Yeah. Just looking out. It's alright. Don't feel bad for having feelings and caring for people.
Don't.
But yeah, so just maybe stay here while we go and do other things and keep them safe kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna tell Car that too. If he's next to me, I'm just gonna look at him. You're all staying here, so.
I mean, we could come and help you all. It's not like we're. This is Sasha. It's not like we're helpless.
Well, I know, but what I worry about is if the nightingales end up doing their, scattering and, scavenging around. Trenton's here. He decides to, wander.
I don't know.
I don't know if I don't trust them to, make good decisions, and they'd probably let them go. So, but we can talk about it in the morning. But I'm just saying, they can also use both of you as leverage. So I don't like that. All three of you.
He goes crazy again. I don't have a spell anymore to help him.
You just
one-time thing. I will keep him tied down.
Yeah. Making sure I didn't say anything for Zach to hear or anyone else. But she's just like,
They both just give a look, yeah. I was like, we will take the best. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
We will take care of things so you don't have to worry about us. So you can focus on everything.
Yeah. Cool. Alright. Well, I just wanted to tell you that, Sasha. And I do appreciate it. So.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try and do our own research here. Maybe we can get some more information. The scouts reach out to other people they know.
Yeah. I don't think our journals work here, Car, so we'll have to see if they can, if there is something that happens, try to use their network.
Oh, kind of leans in. He's like, I'm not going to get my nightly good night. So.
I'm right here.
Well, not after you leave.
Well, hopefully it won't take that long.
Alright.
It might just be one night. I think you can do that.
Yes. We're married now. So. I'll be fine.
Alright.
Thank you, Sasha. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna leave Sasha just, find a place to sleep, so.
I'll kind of looks over to Zach. Here?
Just try to get some sleep and not overthink.
He just points to the couch.
Yeah.
Very tired. I want to sleep.
Okay. We'll walk away.
Perfect. So, you and Carr head up, find a place to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the rest of you guys trying to do anything before night falls? Zachary, you said you were kind of meditating and.
Just sitting.
Are you attempting to sleep at all tonight?
I was late in the afternoon. I slept, so I should be good for a while.
Gotcha. Okay. You're gonna kind of time it off differently.
Yeah, I'm just guarding almost. So
Sure.
just keeping watch.
Oh, perfect. All right. So you guys heading to bed?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I get as much repair as I can and ask around while I'm repairing if anyone see one of these things actually die and stay dead.
Oh, well, I mean, if you try and burn them afterwards, mostly the people things don't come back, but I mean, everything else kind of just seems to slowly remorph and kind of turn into something different. Not really the the go-to one on this one, but yeah, it's if it's someone you can recognize, someone you know, guard them, and everyone else. Seems like whole, Hanasuka's out to get us, sort of thing. Everything.
Nah. Now I gotta find whoever's dealing with the die, the cards, whatever it is. I don't gamble enough.
Oh, I mean, we got cards. I can teach you.
Maybe a game or two, and then bet them.
Yeah, they're playing for like crackers. Like none of them have money or anything like that. It's, you know, just kind of rations and things like that. But yeah, you're able to easily fix up all their stuff, kind of bring it back up to top fighting. I mean, they're not the greatest weapons either. They weren't either rusted, but you're kind of able to help them, kind of bring them back up to good repair. They do have quite a bit of silvered weapons that they have a key to sell. It seems that silvered weapons that they tell you seem to aid in a lot of the monsters as well. So. Yeah, I got crackers right next to me. That'll be my break food. Sometimes you gotta look around for inspiration or DM and be like, and Parmesan cheese and crackers is what they're using. Awesome. All right, anything else before as you guys are heading up to bed? Kind of close your eyes and start resting. Zachary, kind of keeping watch. Again, it's not like it goes from that twilight gray darkness to anything darker. It just remains. It's only your internal clock telling you it's end time, as it kind of messes with you for a little bit, but eventually the three of you guys do find rest. Rise. Zachary, give me a perception check. Kind of insight. You can watch as a couple of the guard shifts have happened. It's probably on their second one.
A 19.
19. You do hear upstairs a door open. Footsteps kind of above you. Similar to where, you know, Trenton was staying.
Okay. Like, is there... Like, what's the layout? Like, is it
It's
second
just
floor type thing, or...?
Yeah, so like second floor, and then you knew he was in the bed right like above where you're sitting. You can kind of hear it. Almost feels like a door, like almost a balcony.
Okay. I guess I'll look out the window there just to keep an eye out.
Sure. Yeah, with a 19, you kind of look out. Nothing seems to catch your eye as far as movement. Again, the normal like sounds of night birds or crickets are just dead silent here. Almost like the normal vegetation and life is gone. But not quite parting the clouds, what you do see is, for the first time that you guys have seen here, a bit of the shape of the moon just shining through some of the clouds onto this balcony.
I don't really...
Cool.
I'm just watching, make sure no one jumps off the balcony and runs or something, so...
Alright, three of you begin to fall asleep. I need wisdom saving throws, please.
All right, because last time they were like, you'll have horrific nightmares. We're like, whatever. we had done this before.
Oh, I need my character sheet up. That's what
Yeah,
I
I
was
was laughing
forgetting.
every time you guys were saying that. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll see. Oh, I forgot to turn on my lights. I know the whole time I was set on my stream, I was like, I'm forgetting something.
Voice. 25.
25? Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, what do we add? Is it our proficiency and our wisdom, or just our wisdom?
No, this is just wisdom
Depends on your
saving throw.
class.
21.
13.
13?
21.
21? Nice. Kaho, as you begin to fall asleep, you do, again, kind of that weird, restless, sort of like feeling of a weird kind of night cycle for you. Sleep comes to you just fine. Whether you're dreaming or not, it's up to you. But nothing as far as a vision or heavier dream comes. Snake Eye, you have felt similar times. This feels like someone is almost pulling you in out of your dream. And for a second, you can feel like this tug pulling you, but you're able to quickly bring up your katana and just cut it. As the string kind of breaks, kind of free float. And instead of kind of following down this darker, deep pass, you suddenly find yourself in the Wisteria Garden. The one that you and June went on many times. You've had this dream recently. Many times where June's kind of pulling your hand to the different spots that you guys would go to in the gardens, your favorite ones. And this time he's taking you to the stone that's kind of radiating pink up there on the hill. Kind of turns back to you. You're here.
You're here.
I mean, of course I'm here. You can see the horns and the white kind of hair coming down, just kind of a smiling face, rosy cheeks.
Does this feel like it's coming from a memory, or was that the feeling like there was somebody else talking?
Kind of, but he's never talked to you this way. Kind of like similar times where you almost feel like him calling out to you.
Is this a memory or a dream?
I don't know. Here with you. You're here to help, right?
Yes. Let's help with the problem that's going on.
What problem?
What do you mean? What do you mean here to help?
Don't know, but you're here. He kind of looks up to your forehead. You're chosen now.
Yeah, this is something different. Yes.
It's not a memory.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of her confirmation. Yeah.
Thanks,
And
yeah.
what are...
I like that.
Thank you.
You think... Never mind, I know there's no chance for us anymore, sorry.
I mean...
was hoping for a second chance, maybe.
Well...
And when he says that, you can see kind of where that stab wound is, starts to bleed.
Mm-hmm. Can I try to, like, stop it and put my hand up to it? I don't know. I don't want to see it bleed.
Just kind of looks down sadly, and it just continues to bleed kind of through your fingers and down. It's already happened, it's alright. I know my fate.
I still care about you. Are you okay? Did you find peace, or are you trapped? We found others who are trapped.
You do see kind of tears forming in his eyes. This is the most I've felt in quite a while. You're here to save us, though, right?
Yes. We want to save your father and Kaori. They're not doing good things. Lune can't shine her light down. So many of the people that are dead turned into mindless beings. The land's ruined.
No, it's beautiful here. Just look around. And you, like, looking around, almost like disbelief, as if you can't hear or understand what you're trying to tell.
Here, yes.
Just back with me. Stay with me.
I can't. But I want you to know that I do forgive you. I hope you can forgive me.
I never blamed you. What is forgiveness anyway, right?
It's important.
Hurry up. Please.
Yeah, I'll help. I'll save our people.
With that, you see that wound and you can feel it with a heat burning underneath. It
Mhm.
begins to burn with this golden fire, some Zachary's abilities. It just starts burning. Whole body just fades away, and he just looks at you with that old smile that he used to have in the fields under the wisterias opposed to you before any of this happened. An innocent man. As your whole kind of body wakes up to this, we'll jump over to Anais.
Yeah.
Poor little Anais over here. Anais, as you begin going down into your dream, it begins back at Solisterum, your house. You kind of wake back up, and for all the sake of it, you know when you wake up in a dream and you just don't know it's a dream, it just feels real.
Mhm.
There's a good while that you're just with your family, all real. You're with them again and everything's fine. Then there's a knock at the door. Your father begins to go up and answer it. As you turn, almost like forced to watch, as in place. You see the door open, and for some reason with the perspective you can't see the face, but a green shawled Hanosuken robe tiefling is there, as a katana just goes through your father's chest. You can hear the screams, all your family around you, as your house begins to start burning. You shouldn't have come. That's alright. I'll deal with all of you. When you wake up, you are 15 hit points lower for the day. Your maximum.
Oh, okay. Can I adjust that in my...
Yeah, if you just click HP.
Uh-huh.
I
Oh, you can go max HP and then go down? That's fun.
think so. You should be able to, because
Yeah, I just did that. Okay.
I like there's
Nice.
different effects. I think like a vampire doesn't do that.
So did I recognize that figure, or I said I couldn't see your features?
Yeah, with your dream and the role you took, it was like you weren't able to look around, and you never saw the face.
Okay.
Of this person.
Okay.
Yeah, and that you've never heard this voice before.
Okay.
I'm trying to think for a second if there's any chance of you hearing it before, but
Okay.
Just another green entity popping into your dreams.
It's fine. Green's her least favorite color now. We'll just say
Hey,
that.
but she associates with dad, so there you go.
Yeah, I know. Automatic evil makes things easy for me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think she'd wake up definitely shaken, but she did say, I'm pretty used to this. So despite her body probably feeling it, mentally she gets it together pretty quickly and, you know, seems kind of eager to just deal with this. So,
I'm imagining poor Anaya's waking up, her hair's just a mess, and she's just like,
Yeah, oh, it's definitely like a, here we go again type of style. Like, better get to it.
Well,
Like,
well,
yeah.
just another dream, another day.
Yeah.
Before all of you do wake up, though, Zachary, at some point, you do hear the footsteps turn off the balcony, but you see radiate from your staff a little bit of a swirling flame, almost like a dancing lights cantrip, similar, but it's within the same color of the magic that it just slowly goes up the stairs, almost like beckoning you to follow.
He slowly starts to follow.
You do recognize the feel of your affinities power.
Side remains.
Yep. But as it does, you go up and follow it, and it goes into your father's room that's just slightly ajar. And as you turn, your father's standing there, and see in his hand, not looking at it weirdly, a flame similar to the one of yours, but it looks like moon radiant. And as the two merge, they kind of swirl, and it looks like a sun with a moon eclipsed. That was something. What was that?
I don't know. Did you just start doing that?
No. Came to me.
When?
I thought, am I dreaming? Is this a dream?
No.
Brandon, sorry. I need to stop looking at chat. I heard her voice again. This affinities speak of.
Do you get a name?
I don't know, one talking at first, saying everything would be alright. I got moon started shining through. Then this fire appeared. I just felt like you weren't okay. You've seemed different, Zachary. Are you okay?
No. I mean, we've talked about this. No. I'm not okay.
Kind of walks up and gives you a hug. Holds you
He's
tight.
pretty stiff for that.
Hey. Why are you like this now? You were never this short before. You're always so happy and joking around with your brothers and sisters. And I know we've been through much, but Zachary, you've always been the light that makes everyone else happy.
You just want me to be happy? Pretend I'm happy for everybody? Try to put a smile on everyone's face? Is that what you want from me?
No.
I'm making a difference with what I'm doing. And that's why I'm here. But no, I'm not happy.
Alright. I know the circumstance is not a place to be happy, but I don't want you to lose yourself either.
What I was is gone.
I don't believe that.
It's gone because you sent me away.
No, I took your childhood away from you. Now you have a chance. Find everyone again and save them.
And that's why I'll never be the same. It's because all this is on me.
Not you alone, though. What we talk
Yeah,
about that we
I got 3 other friends who are awesome. They'll help me, but no one else can do anything.
I'm here. Asha's here. R. These affinities seem to be helping you. You not made other allies along your way?
Should probably get some rest, Dad.
Don't want you leaving tomorrow. Know that I love you. I am sorry. Did what I thought was best to protect you. And if I could go in there and you could stay back, I would. Proud of you. Who you're becoming. What you are. I don't want you to lose yourself in that.
I'm doing this because I love our family too. But again, I'm never going to be the same.
No, it's not the same. None of us are ever the same when we grow up. Not always fun. A lot of us go through a lot worse things, traumatic things than others. Being able to hold on to that light that you carry within you doesn't mean you always have to laugh. I've always seen it in you. I've always able to fly higher, run around and learn faster than anyone. I see it on your brothers and sisters. We have good in our bloodline. There's always a temptation to follow that darkness, hatred, and that corruption. Because this all happened to you, doesn't mean you have to lose the light that you have. I'm sorry to preach to you, it's old habits. He kind of grabs your face and pulls you in tight. Miss my boy. I'm proud of the man that you are now. Anything I can do for you?
Don't do anything stupid. Tell anybody if anything weird happens. You need to be there when this is over for the family.
Need you as well. Right?
I will do what I can.
I love you.
I love you too.
Gotta take off the necklace that he's wearing. Like 2 golden wings. Around your Always with you. Always. Try and get some sleep tonight.
See.
He'll just actually stay up with you. Seems like he's got just enough rest for him. If you wish to say anything else to him, you can, but kind of a little bit more quiet, grabs a book and coffee, but just wants to sit near you the rest of the morning. Letting that the normal quiet, but you're not alone feel. Morning begins to arise for the rest of you. You all rise up from your dreams or nightmares as the next day appears. But food and the smell of kind of a morning porridge and kind of like a simple food breakfast kind of created for you all. Do you guys want to do wake up rolls or?
Yeah, because
It's
it's
been a while.
funny.
Sure.
It's been a while.
Zachary doesn't have to.
Yep, that tracks.
19.
19.
Ooh, it's not a 1. Hey, twins!
Nice. All right.
Oh!
Again.
Sleeping well.
Yeah. That was
Do
good
what you
food.
can.
You did some work. Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, nice. You're up first, kind of from your nightmare as well, and you can see Zachary down there. Sasha still asleep. Carr is up there with you though, as he wakes up on a 19. Ameka will be up later. I usually let her sleep in, right?
Okay, so it's me, just me. Okay.
Yeah, you and Carr.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was tracking with
Oh,
all this stuff.
you don't have to talk. It's fine. We don't need to talk. It's cool. I know you're
Sorry.
still new to it. Oh, you are talking.
I just don't know what to say
This is
most of
cool.
the time.
Wow. This is new. It's nice. I almost feel like I need to introduce myself again. So,
Do you like being married?
You know, I do, but I don't. It's just, I mean, I love that you guys are chosens, but it sucks being apart so much. It is fun. Nah, there's a lot of paperwork involved now. And everyone's like freaking out back to Ravnica.
Paperwork for being married?
Oh yeah, I mean, especially when you're like in charge and they're like, oh, this changes things, and you know they're not Ravnican and gotta figure this out. And I said there's gonna be a big wedding. And promised her mom. She's a typical.
I try to avoid her every time I see her.
Yeah, I don't have that luxury.
That's true.
You think she's gonna live in Graven? Oh, well, you just see his pace go fail a little bit. Didn't think about that actually. Anyways, sorry.
You need to give her a big house with a bunch of other people that she feels like she needs to fix, and then she'll be so busy she won't bother you.
Okay. Kind of like that. All right.
Like
Sure.
with a lot of messy hair or something.
Right. It'd be bad if not like an orphanage, like you're trying to fix them. There's like help them or like gossip. I'm trying to
All of it, just
keep
all
her
of
busy.
it.
All right.
Just she seems to be really into people that look like she feels like she can do better than them. So
That is, I guess that's fair. Sure. What about you? What are you going to do after this? I don't want to talk about myself anymore. No, but have
I
you?
forgot how blunt and nice sometimes.
Yeah, he's like
Lord.
off his game. Have you thought about what you're gonna do when you don't need to be a chosen anymore?
oh,
I mean, now that I'm really glad
No.
you took care of. Did Beard Eye Virdus.
Virdus.
Virdus. It's weird when you read everything. It's like.
Oh yeah, the things she's always writing. Yeah. No, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe just travel around and make sure people are okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like I have a lot of. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot of power that could help people, so I don't know about settling in one place. People keep hinting around that I should lead the elves, but I don't really think that's for me.
Well, Connor, right? Kind of just smiles a little bit.
Yeah, he keeps hinting, but he's definitely better at it, so I think he should do it.
Okay. Well, if he's anything like your dad and his dad, I'm sure he's good at it.
Yeah, I've already seen him. He is really good at it. He's one of those people, like, when he talks, people will listen.
I mean, when you talk, people listen. I think it's because you don't talk often, but...
And I think it's because the shock hasn't worn off yet.
No. I think it's because when you say something, usually from your heart or it means something. You have a reason to say what you say, so we'll turn and listen when you do. Because that's what it is for me.
You're more observant than you let on.
Yes. You know how tough it's been being the younger brother that survived and has been toted around to be the new leader, and you're supposed to be happy all the time and put on a face and politics. Not fun.
You should just start crying one day and see what happens. Like, what would they do? The politics have always confused me. Sometimes I wonder questions like that.
I would be go viral. I'd be a meme. People would be sending illusions around everywhere talking about it. Letitia crying. I just don't even like crying in public. Do it.
I've just always been curious. Sometimes I'll watch the more political people do things that I don't know what's going on, so...
It's a stupid game of who's more confident or who can give you something more or be deceiving and hide something. Nikai and I have talked about the way I want to roll in Gravnica, and help me is being transparent. Be good. You're always welcome in Gravnica, by the way.
Thanks.
In a little place to go and hang out and your haircut by Mikai's mom.
Yeah,
Keep it as far as away from her as well. No,
yeah, please. Well, if you ever need help, you can ask too. Yeah.
No, not everyone likes me. But I believe in all four of you. I think you're the best thing for Organia.
Thanks.
She's just really awkwardly sits there. Like, the compliments are like...
George is literally good. Yeah, it kind of definitely dissolves into a little bit of the quiet. But it's like awkward for a second, and then it kind of just like becomes normal in a way.
Yeah, if he's chill with silence, then she's okay. Yeah. You know, it always just depends on if they're chill with silence.
There's definitely like he's got the taps and like the knee jabs, like he's got the jitters, like the ADHD jitters, but he kind of keeps it within himself. He's like just looking around, but he can entertain himself. So.
Okay.
But eventually the rest of you guys wake up as well, being able to grab food and stuff. It seems like one of the scouting parties had gone out this morning to kind of just check the different paths that they have set and like the different places that have been cleared recently. Just trying to make sure the kind of scouted ahead paths are still clear, which ones aren't. So you're kind of waiting a little bit back on them to come back and word, but eventually you guys wake up as well. Eventually Meikai, Car's just sitting there after a while as he finished his food and then couldn't bear the silence anymore. He's just sitting at the end of your bed with some food waiting for you to wake up.
Yeah.
But the day is yours. You guys all wake up in the morning. The 2 scouts that have come back, by the time you guys finish breakfast, and again, stop me at any point if you guys wish to RP anything. But Izusaki is talking to one of the scouts that came back. It seems as she's presenting it to you all, that the 2 paths, there is one that if you guys wished to go, I think they presented it last night, but there are, in Tanimi, there are a lot of the houses where the workers for the royal palace live, that they could get you within there, so they have a path straight to the palace. Or if you were looking to go into Tanimi to maybe get some knowledge about any other resistance or what's going on there, there's in the town, closer to the courtyard, kind of like right next to that cliff, there is, the path seems safe to go into that town, the taverns and some of the people there if you wanted to go that route as well. Or really up to you guys wherever you want to go. There's also, I think, refreshing. They were telling you that the nobility typically had lived in Idomuro, but just north of that in Wastiri Valley, where Meikai's father and family has a residence, but there is a temple that they haven't been able to get any other scouts over there to confirm this, but there's been word that there is other resistance people as well that are trying to raise up enough help to maybe, push back and figure out what's going on here. So that's another direction you guys could go as well.
I believe they mentioned clerics up that direction.
Yep. That was that temple, yeah. There would be up into the valley as well, the Hanosuka ley lines. That's where I told you stones are here. That you guys have heard have gone innate. Used to be low, but they've gone like darker gray. And then you also know behind where the green swirl in the palace on the mountain, the other side, the affinity garden, the ritual, that is right above. I'm having Among the Atoms just fly into my head right now. I was like, where Vikor is. I don't know why Vikor just came to mind. Where
it's because you wanted to do the accent really bad.
It's exactly what Vikor is. It's exactly what it is.
What's his face?
The Darkness Chosen. Why can I not think of his name right now? Sundavir, thank you.
Sundavir.
Wow. I was like blanking out totally. I'm like, I created this NPC. Yes, where Sundavir's place is. Yona, Vikor. So, yeah, they kind of like present to you the different scouting paths guys to discuss on kind of what to do. She kind of just comes up, she goes, well, here's the path I have. You guys let me know where you want to go.
Sorry, and the overall goal is to get into the palace? Is that what we're trying to do? Or do we know? Did we establish that last session?
You guys had talked about that clearly there is that green swirl over the palace. That could be a place to go if you were trying to look into answers there. Trying to see all the recap stuff I just said.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's... I do wonder if the ley lines might be getting their energy drained to fuel whatever magic is going on at the palace. That's like a thing, right?
I mean, there has been a theme.
Yeah.
Usually we've had to take care of what's going on before we can fix the ley lines, though.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. So we should probably just like march in there and just, punch them and get rid of them. Yeah. I don't mean like literally punching down the doors. I mean like trying to be as sneaky as we can. But probably the best to just be direct. And they are expecting us though. Keep dreaming about her so she knows we're here.
Yeah, I had a tiefling in a dream last night.
What did they look like?
They had green on, that's all I remember.
Yeah, that's probably Kaori.
Oh, really?
That's like her color. It's like a sickly green. It looks really bad with her skin, but whatever.
The fact that she's showing up in a dream means that... Why does it seem that so many of these bad people follow the same path of attacking our dreams?
Because it's when we are most vulnerable, and they are cowards.
Maybe it's a darkness thing. Because
It could be
darkness related in every case.
That's
Corruption.
True.
That's a good point.
Just theme. We know how Sundavir came to us in dreams. But the times he came to us in dreams are very different from the dreams these other people did. But we also know that he does have corruption with him.
Yes.
Maybe corruption related, yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, have you slept yet?
No.
Did you have a dream? Oh, no sleeping?
Okay. Next time you go to sleep, I'm gonna try to see if I can make a dream for you.
No, you can do that?
What?
I don't know.
With your dream
They clearly. I'm just saying, they clearly can. Could we?
That's true. Why can't we?
I mean, Kahu has been in my dreams and like helped, pull me out of a nightmare sort of situation.
To be
We
fair
just
as
derail
well,
this campaign and we just
total
do our own
Dreamland for
dreams
the
now.
rest. We'll do all the
Yeah.
big battles in Dreamland. That's totally fine. We will sort our online this. Y'all go to bed. Okay.
No. Can't get out of VR.
But Kahu, you do know that as Kalishtar, dreaming is and spirit walking is very popular. Lucid dreaming is part of the chorus.
But I'm wondering if all of us could potentially do it. Or is this something that's directly connected into corruption, in which case brings another interesting dynamic. Something to think on.
I mean, they're
What?
definitely corrupted.
I think that dreams really do something though, because I definitely don't feel good. Like mentally, mentally's fine because that nightmare was actually pretty tame compared to some of the other ones I've had. But physically, I don't feel good.
Go
We'll
this
say
one out.
HP wise, it feels like exhaustion, but without the level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 10 minutes hyping her up. And the rest of the group.
All right, guys, let's
I
go.
think you'll be able to handle this, be able to really take care of it. I mean, it's probably the way that dream hit you. You weren't really expecting it, but you've dealt with worse. You can make this happen.
Yeah. You're so
Everyone
right.
gets 13
Karu.
HP.
Yay!
Yay!
Yokoi was like in the corner. He's like, "Yeah, we can do anything we can believe in." And, like some of the people are overhearing.
I'd take 10 minutes
Oops.
to boost them up too if they're coming with.
I did override max HP by accident, so then I just looked at my character sheet, like 13 hit points. Oh wait, that's not what I wanted! No!
Gonna change it back.
She got
Fine.
really tired.
Yeah, that's too late.
Oh man, good speech, Kahu. That's what we needed.
You do some good speeches.
Yeah, the
Yeah, Isosaki's
Yeah.
just. Alright, so have you decided where we're going?
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. What do you guys want to
No, you spent
do?
10 minutes confirming each other, though.
yeah, we do that
I spent
because
20 minutes. How do you feel?
I feel slightly happier than I did. What?
That's what I like to hear.
You're welcome.
I think we should get the clerics.
Oh.
Wait, why?
Because we're fighting creatures that seem to be able to come back alive constantly, and they've been able to survive somehow, which means they probably know how to kill them, or at least.
Well,
push
if you had
them
more
back.
people that can do what I can do, you can make them go away. Yeah. At least for a little bit.
Yeah, with magic. If they still have their magic, maybe they're hiding out because they don't have any magic.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
Not
we
hiding super
can.
well because people know about them.
Well, these people are professionals. They know everything.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with some of the other stuff, I felt like I kind of knew what direction to go in, but this one is just, there's so little we know, I guess, about our enemy, so I feel like just picking a direction and going is about all we can do till we learn more.
Yeah. I mean, what's the distance? Is it going to take like a day or two travel to get up to where the clerics are?
Oh, please.
Okay. I know we kind of talked about distance travel, but again, that's not something I like notated, that's just something I like mentally did.
I did reduce it from, I think I said 3 hours originally for each block. I brought it up to 5 hours.
Oh. So you increased it?
Yeah,
That's
not
further.
reduced it.
Or no, you can go 5 hours per block is what I'm saying. No, yeah, you're right. That is the opposite way, isn't
It's
it?
longer.
I was trying to add it by 2. So I guess 1 hour per square then?
That'd be
What
one.
I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
In my brain, I know what direction I'm trying to go.
It's well over 200
Okay.
hours.
It would take about a day.
Block.
It would take about a day, yeah. Depending on
Okay.
kind of your route. But it would take about a day to get all the way over to that side.
Okay. So, I mean, we could, but we're also risking
Finger there for a second.
a lot more by going into the heart of all of this. I don't know. I mean, clerics could help, but what if on the way back they like all die or something?
I mean, what can you do? I
True. I don't know.
If they die, they die.
Like, what if like, we like?
I think it gives them a chance to at least fight.
Yeah.
Your people right now are separated and they're falling apart.
Well, yeah.
What are you going to tell
Plus,
them?
I mean,
You need to rally them.
So, you rally them by telling them what's going on?
And seeing who is brave enough. I don't know. I just really want to.
They might
Bust
have
down
more
those
information than
doors.
we have, but what if they have the same as we?
You give them hope.
Well, can you send a message to them and then, like, let them know?
I can send a scout there.
you said scouts haven't been able to find the place or the people, right?
I can send one.
Yeah.
So that they
so-
come back.
Oh,
Do you know any of
I-
the clerics there?
Yeah, like the ones that went missing.
yeah,
Are
well,
you
they're
friends
ones
with
that.
any of them?
Oh, please. It's funny because I
Oh,
made
no.
this name
It's another
before.
V name.
No, well, no. I'm avoiding those now. But I made this name before I found it in an anime. Yes. One of the clerics I know I'm about to change it. Is Sukasa.
I think you're gonna say aquamarine.
Mikasa?
It's Ruby.
Yeah, Mikasa, Sukasa.
TSUKS. AASA
Yeah.
Sukasa.
Is he one of your friends?
Cousin. I don't know if she's alive.
Who do
Pull up my sending stone.
Hey, that's
Magic rock. I hope. Yeah. Now you can
You
talk
can
to
have an
her.
ongoing conversation with her. Get whatever information you need to. We
Then
can
meet
wait.
up with them. Yeah.
Those haven't worked for us here.
Oh,
You can try yours. Any ones that we have in here don't work.
Well, we might as well try, because it's useless if it's nothing, so go ahead.
dear affinities, let it work.
Are you trying to pray to the affinities?
yeah.
Alright. Go give me a roll. You haven't her do it, or are you sending?
I think doesn't
She's
she have to
sending
if
it.
she knows him?
I don't know
Or
this
knows
cleric, so...
I'm just praying that the rock works. Okay, what do we add for this?
16.
16. I think it's
Is this our
wisdom plus proficiency for you.
Okay, this is that one. 16!
16 twins.
Oh, twins!
My twins!
Alright. Alright, as you both begin to reach out and try and pray, are you saying anything, or is it just asking for guidance to have the sending?
Sending go through. I'm still new to religion.
Yeah, Anais is usually pretty simple in her prayers of like,
Could you please help this to work? Thanks.
You see Tsukasa kind of take it a little wearily, and then takes like a step away from
Isazaki?
y'all.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, yes. And then begins to close her eyes and try and send a message. And as she does, you see the stone start to glow a bit, the normal blue, and then it just fade of green. And all of a sudden, you just see her kind of yank back as just a little bit of blood's coming out her nose, and you can tell that she's taken some psychic damage. She drops this. Like I said, not working in here.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's stone back.
sorry.
Bye. Now you know. That goes back to that, like, hardened.
Ooh.
Why it's hard to make a resistance. All localized.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm familiar with the area where the temple is, right? Because it's up where...
Yeah, you know
I was,
exactly
yeah.
what temple they're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I do know the area,
Who did
neck
they
just cracked really
worship?
loud. But...
Who did they
Huh?
worship?
Luna.
Lune.
Oh, okay. Just making
At
sure.
this specific one, but and it's mainly to Lune, but there's the various.
Okay.
It's a big moon temple.
Man. Okay, well, do you guys have any other ideas, or should we do that?
I mean, it's kind of go get the clerics and see what they're up to. Take a day, and then a day back, and then go in, or go in now, and take maybe a day to finish
Yeah.
everything off.
It kind of depends on, I think, what both you and Zach feel, because there's things at stake.
Yeah.
So it depends on if you want to be careful and move slowly to find out as much as we can, or if it's something we just need to take care of and we just go in. I know how I wanted to do it, but you guys might want, like with my thing, but
Mm-hmm.
you might want to do yours differently.
Yeah. Zachary, do you want to be more direct, or do you want to go talk to these clerics?
Okay. We just have a timeline, I guess, and it's accelerated now. Slow down, slow
Yeah.
down.
It slowed down, yeah.
I guess. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Well, really, I mean, that's kind of a convenience for our part, right?
Well,
Like,
as long as breaking it doesn't have some weird effect too.
True.
and what if it snaps back like a rubber band? I don't know. That's too much for my brain. I don't know. I worry about risking 2 days. I mean, that is a long time. That's leaving your father and Sasha and Kar here for that long. More potential for Kaori or her minions to come and, you know.
I will support you either way, but know that if you don't know what you're going into and you head headlong into it, turns into a very bad situation fast if you're not ready for it.
I mean, true. Well, what we do know some things. They have these sentry people guarding. There's the mindless people wandering around, which I don't know if they're going to attack us or not. We know that there's monsters that we're probably going to have to encounter and things. And we know that those two are up there taunting us. We don't know what traps they laid, but the traps don't really matter in the long run because whether we go now or we go in 2 days, it'll still be the same setup.
Well,
You know what I mean?
It just if other people found out things that we didn't, that might make the difference. I think is what Kahu is saying. But
Yeah. But Claire, I mean, I've seen how much power you've had as, you know, being a cleric-y type, and that could certainly help,
yeah.
potentially. Unless all their magic is drained out and they're just hiding away. So, I mean, we can go check them out. We're going to have to circumvent.
Well, this place seems pretty secure, yeah. Or no?
Yeah.
The Nightingale just looks at you with like a face of like, are you questioning or not?
Well, sort of, because like, has this ever been invaded before? Or have people ever found you? Have you had to move a lot, or have you been here the whole time?
No. Well, we've had to move around a couple times, but we've settled here quite a while. This place is the safest place it's gonna get.
Are you sure that it's because they can't find you, or because they have decided not to bother with you?
That's a really good point.
Either way, no attacks on this place yet, and the few attacks that have happened have taken us down.
Okay.
Plus, we also know of a few more hideouts if we need to move.
All right.
Well, we can definitely do that then. Again, we have to take the long way around. Because we can't just like, you know, cut through the courtyard or anything. She's looking at the map layout again and
I'll put up
say
on the
as she's saying this.
screen.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
So we'll have
Any
to
more
cut
adjectives on how
over.
amazing it is? No.
It's beautiful.
Spectacular.
Adequate amount of adjectives.
We have to go over to Bashihara, and then we probably want to like sneak past Itomura and make our ways along the mountains. Up to the temple up there.
So
We
it's
can-
decided then.
Yeah. I mean, more information is helpful, and, you know, finding out if family is still safe, I think is very important, too. So,
We have a guide to get us there.
we have a map.
And you just see Nightingale. I'm your scout.
Oh, you want to?
There we go.
this?
Oh, I told you I'd lead you.
Oh yeah.
Avoid any of these undead swamps that you all had found yourself in. And, well, assisted.
Anais looks because she knows that she was the one that drove them all away, but she doesn't say anything. She just like looks to the side a little bit and then like looks back.
Yeah, you can quickly tell he's not gonna let you get away with thinking that he didn't save you guys. There's no convincing or anything other.
So
Yep,
we
you
can do
have more
that.
energy now, so
I think we just make our way as efficiently and quietly as possible. It's probably a better thing. Sorry, my dog needs to be let out.
I thought it was weird that you brought a dog into Hanazuka with you, but I mean, I'm just gonna judge. The men seem to like having a dog around.
Yeah, he's not very barky, so. Okay. Yeah. So let's do that then.
All right.
Zach, you're actually okay with not going straight in?
Fine.
Father gives you
Insight
just a little
check.
bit of elbow when you say that.
Who?
Father.
Oh.
Dad.
Nice. He just kind of whispers to you. Doesn't say it like loud enough for them to hear, but.
I think we need to be as quick as we can, though, because we need these dominoes to fall.
Yeah.
We need to...
I would say if this is, ends up being kind of pointless, there's no point in trying to get more information, then we probably do just have to go on.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Well, and then we can just maybe try to find a advantageous foothold on the other side of the, palace. Or take another day and a half to get to the other side again. But
Well, Chosens, whichever you guys wish to do.
it is what we will do.
Taking charge. Sasha just kind of gives a look of like, doesn't look like that. Like, that doesn't seem to happen often.
Okay, so we're gonna go soon?
Bar looks really proud of you.
Yeah, she kind of like puffs up his back, flicks her tail happily. Yeah. I mean, I'm good whenever.
Okay.
I've been up. Whenever you're all ready to leave.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Been ready.
I was just
I
like,
wanted to leave last night.
I was like, I'm tired of you guys anyway.
That's rude.
Rude.
Looks back at you with a smirk. Alright, will you guys be safe out there? Hard,
Yeah.
big hug.
Mhm.
Sasha just kind of looks at all of you and nods, but still kind of just standing against the corner and trying to just you all for saving me. I could do more to help, but glad all of you. Yeah. My family,
Remember, you can help here.
of course. Me and my family are totally grateful to you. Thank you.
Who's
Do you watch
talking now?
Friend.
Oh, that Sasha was talking. I was
I
like,
thought so too.
what
I
is
was
her
like,
family?
yeah,
That's a deep voice for Sasha, alright. No, this is
I
Trent.
thought she was just talking. Okay.
Yeah. Sasha sounds much deeper and mysterious now.
You drank too much.
When well, she's been sad, so her voice is lower
That
when
is
she's
fair.
sad.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty close.
Start wearing hats instead. I'll
Yeah,
make
you
hats
should.
for all the characters.
Just as like a like
We were some of the
doodle
masks. Like,
We just get all the leaders and the Chosens back together, and I'm just like all NPC council.
We can get you a
Really
round
creepy.
hat and just have different names on it. You just twist it.
Just twist it.
Oh, there you
The
go.
engineer with the solutions. I'm liking this. All right.
It's that card game of like, do I have a,
And if I don't know who wants to
Dimple
speak, I
and
just
Jim.
spin it around and just
That's
land
true,
on where
too.
it is.
You could have a hat with a slot in it, and then a set of cards, and you just grab your
Guys, we're
card.
done playing. We're doing arts and crafts now. The rest of the
Yeah.
stream is making this hat happen. The DM's hat guide to everything.
We need to buy some felt.
That would be a good initiative counter too. Like, just be like, all right, who's up next?
That's funny.
All right, y'all can steal that. Whoever makes that, tag me.
Meikai will look at Breton more seriously and just be like, we'll help your family however we can. We know we're on a deadline, so.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Man speaking. He goes up and gives you a hug, Meikai. Gives the rest of you all hugs.
Breton gives us all hugs? Oh, that's nice.
Oh, it's to bend down.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so tall.
The man, pop, pop, you know. Yeah.
I
gives you
think
a longer hug than normal, Zach.
They're best.
Anyway. Said you're gonna do something nice.
Oh, I wanted to go up to Sasha and just kind of like pat her arm, like semi-sympathetically, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Stop.
No.
And just say, hey, with Zach's dad, how did you fix his head?
And reaches into her necklace. You see a shattered diamond. I had this from my dad. My moderator stuff wasn't.
Zachary punches a fly in the background.
Yeah, my dad had given me like a shattered diamond necklace.
What is it though?
Well, that it was either supposed to cure me of a bad ailment if something happened, or if I was killed, it would vivify me.
Oh. Wow.
One-time use, though. Did its job.
It did.
Have, similar?
I could do it, yeah.
Good.
Both, actually, so.
Oh. Whatever they're doing to his family.
I swore I would. So, I'll help. We can both.
Goes in and gives you like a really awkward hug. And just whispers.
Nice. It's also awkward.
Just whispers, keep him safe.
I will.
Anything else I can do?
Just you be safe too, okay?
Do your best.
Okay. You can protect one part of Zach's family. I'll do the other part. Teamwork. Okay. Bye.
She like shuffles off.
Doesn't even say anything back.
From a distance, I give Sasha a big thumbs up.
She just gives you the. You're quite used to it.
Yeah.
No, it's similar, but it's different than Zach's.
Yeah. Yeah. Car and I already said goodbye, but I'm gonna give him another goodbye hug and kiss.
Hey, he does the one where it's like he gives you like 3 hugs and over and do again before. Oh, just
Yep.
go pack on straight. Like sneaks in another kiss. Just come back to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell your mom that I'm not gonna marry her.
I'll do. Wait, what? What'd you say?
I'm just saying, I don't have to tell your mom, we're not having a big wedding or anything like that.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, we're not. I'm not going to. We'll come back.
Alright. Ready to really have a life with you after this.
Me too. I'd really like to really, do stuff and
I'll travel and explore and, be young and, careless for a while.
mm-hmm.
Perfect. Then we'll leave.
Yeah. After that. All right. Be safe. Keep an eye for intel you may hear them saying.
Yes, I was going to work with them and maybe coordinating, sending scouts out to places that they haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm. That's good. All right. I trust you.
All right. Love you too. Think is good.
All right.
Nightingale's already outside, packs ready, mask on.
Oh my gosh.
Who's out there with her, by the way?
Tap, 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 tap,
Does it
tap.
really take
on
you
foot.
this long always to get going?
I slept in today. Usually I'm up and I'm exercised by the time they're up and ready to go. I usually have food for them too.
Would ever get done if it was... Anyway, let's stop.
Not everybody is born to be up in the morning early on normal days.
Night owl, it's crazy. I'm a morning person myself.
Just feel like you're much more done then.
Did the stream pause visuals?
It didn't on my end. I still see everything moving.
I am resetting all my layers of stuff just in case it did.
Oh no.
Is it working again? Everything good?
I'm moving.
Everyone's good. Okay,
I'm moving.
cool.
I'm moving.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
I've been good the whole time. So
I was like,
Sorry, Yona, I
I was
think it was
expecting
just-
more tech issues. See, look at that. Yona now has tech issues.
yeah, it's right.
It's spreading.
It's spreading. All right, perfect. You guys heading out then?
Head off.
Sorry, did you
Yep.
catch anybody doing anything else? Oh. Well, you guys began to get on the road and start heading out. Anyone want to aid the Nightingale in survival check or want to take it over for her?
I will aid her in it.
Okay.
Mhm.
She is... Good thing she got an aid. Alright. Much better. Perfect. Okay. You guys start heading out. There's a few times where, as she begins taking you down the cliffside and through the lower part of the outside of Shribuki, there seems to be one point where they had said that there's the shortcut down the cliff was clear, and you could hear a few of the moving monsters. It looks like they had just broken through, and you would have stumbled across them. But with your aid, Kaho, you're able to kind of point them out to her in time and kind of curse under her breath as she just keeps on mentioning they pop up like weeds at any time. But you're able to outskirt that a bit. And for the rest of the morning, again, clouds in the sky and the mist. You can see off to your right, off in the distance, the city of Tenali and the king's palace darkened with these green tendrils that come through the clouds and warp down into the Capitol building. Slowly, as you come across there, she does point out a local town. You guys did wish to go to the tavern. Does seem to be one there, and you can see out in the fields there are some farmers who be out there, but they do seem a bit frailer and weaker than you would expect. It's almost like grandparents out there working instead of the normal,
Does it seem like a more progressed state of what Makai's parents looked like when they first showed up.
Similar.
Yeah.
A little bit more progressed, yeah. They don't even take any notice to you. They're going slowly and just kind of still working. A few that look up and almost expressionless look back down. The people going through the town like a normal town, but at a slow pace. Almost like they're on autopilot. So there is there, if you ever wanted to divert or anything, if you wanted to go into some of these towns to assuming you guys are trying to avoid any contact and try and be as stealthy as possible, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you guys just trying to stay out of any eyesight, or is this kind of like a kind of hoods up? We're just kind of walking out in the open to not attract attention, but we're kind of taking the places the scouts taking you. Like,
I guess it depends on what she's doing. She's the one that walks around and knows how it works.
Yeah, whatever she suggests.
it seems like she's taken to the outskirts, and it's more just like a walking out in open at the moment. She definitely is covering up certain identifiable things. She's not wearing her mask at the moment. But it's not like she's trying to stealth through the, forest or like off the path at the moment. If you guys
probably follow then, yeah.
You do get to a point as you kind of cross over that the dirt pathways start to begin turning into like almost like a asphalt and concrete type streets. Much nicer area that are outside of this courtyard as you guys are going through, and it's still quiet. And the difference is you don't really see any signs of the undead here or the monsters. Otherwise, you can see like different versions of warped trees and blackened swamps and different areas as you pass by. Like you kind of hear it. It's immaculate, beautiful. If it wasn't cloudy and cursed feeling outside, but there's no one here. A ghost town. He's kind of pushing you through. Are you guys wanting to stay on the outskirts? Or are you trying to get any closer to look at the courtyard or capital?
I think right now we're trying to be
I don't want
focused
to touch
on...
that.
Direct travel.
Yeah.
Just kind of going section by section just to kind of paint the picture and also let you guys have the choice to, go and see anything. Why don't you guys give me a stealth check, as at this point, she does begin kind of telling you want to be unseen, as there are eyes from the capital that look and hide among everyone else. Kind of going from building to building and alleyway, kind of keeping to the outskirts, but trying to stay away from,
26.
26!
So stealthy. 19.
19.
16.
16.
I have a 20.
Wow.
The way you were like leaning in, I thought you were gonna say 5 or something.
I know.
I have a 20.
Zach is really loud in the back. His staff just dragging on the ground.
He's just...
Yeah.
That's great.
But all of you guys are able to kind of go kind of easily from building to building, and then finally getting past this, the asphalt breaks again. Though there are paved roads up in this area, this definitely seems to be a much nicer, as kind of what feels like a good day's hike. You're now coming onto the opposite side of the courtyard, nearing, passing Itamura. She's leading you kind of in between the cliffside, and like you can see that gray forest between the cliff and like right above Itamura. She's kind of leading you towards that and up towards the cliffside, heading up there. And I think that is where we will take our break, as we will jump back in afterwards. It's 8:30 now. I'm trying to do math earlier. I don't know why this always messes me up, because I'm used to starting at 7:30. I was like, why is this math messing me up? Because it's like starting early, then time zones. I'm shaking off the rust of DMing and streaming. It's really fun to get, because I've been doing some offline games, and I'm like, all right, guys, what time just get up and take a break whenever you want. Like there's no planned stuff. There's no But yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break. Go ahead, get up, shake around your stuff, grab some popcorn, go to the bathroom, and back. Short break. Love you guys. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you guys so much for chilling and being patient with our break. As we were all just grabbing waters, and I grabbed pretzels, and everyone grabbed snacky snacks. Very quickly, I might add. It only took 2 seconds for everyone to grab stuff.
Only 2.
Only 2. Pretty quick. But as we jump back into our second half of Fates United in Hanazuka, our Chosens being led by the Nightingale through the forest of Itamura. You guys have found one of the paths kind of back off the more like nicer roads and just gotten past some of the nicer areas. As now that you've kind of come out of the area of the capital and gotten closer, you can see some life again and people living in some of these houses, but what you see is boarded up mansions and nicer houses, though they've built like fencing around the way. It seems that maybe some of the nobility is trying to hide at their places. You can see every so often shutters closing as you're kind of going past. You can even see some of these buildings, which is unique to Hanazuka, that they actually build out of the cliffside as well, as some of the more nobility find themselves trying to find height off the cliff. These large balconies that look out as they've carved their houses from the rock side. Really beautiful places. It wasn't for now vines that have fallen and haven't been. Nikai, it's odd to you as you're looking around and everything just seems so unkept. Different from when you found it.
And this is where my mom's from, right?
Yeah, this is from where your mom's
that's
from.
Where he's from.
Yep. And then kind of, you know this path very well as it's headed up towards fields where your father has some of his rice fields, and up towards the city in the valley that you guys grew up in. But it's strange, as the wisterias, all the purple trees have faded to this dark, ashy gray. And the birds and the flowers that you've normally seen are now withered and silent walking through. Everyone give me a perception check, as you guys are now along the path midway down through this forest, kind of trees on either side of you. 7. Still dragging that staff.
22.
22, nice.
18.
Stealth, you said? I'm sorry. I was looking at something else.
Perception.
I'm so sorry. Nat 24!
Yay!
20 or 32.
32, nice. I was about to reiterate. I was like looking at you because you look like you're about to say something. I was like, I don't know if she's about to say something or if that's the face of like, I don't know what he did that.
Yeah, no, I was reading
that all the time.
Thing on my character sheet. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Nice. With that, as you guys are walking through, you both, 3 of you all actually, so a nice kind of your normally quietness has enhanced your ears in this one. You can hear rustling in the trees, which is almost like branches snapping. Like that's how loud it breaks the silence, as you hear behind you footsteps walking into the path. The 3 of you all also see footsteps in front of you walking. 2 different female tieflings, adorned in a different type of green. It's green and golden, symbolizing royalty, but symbolizing like a lower royalty. Make how you know these to be typically the girls that were raised in the towns that were meant to be chosen for nobility. And when you look suddenly, and you look between them, you recognize both of their faces. To our battle map here.
Let's mess them up.
If you guys decide to fight, you don't have to. As
it's never an option.
You are looking between them, and as they both are stepping out, katanas at their side, this Hanazukan robes, and this kind of golden and greenish like jewelry around their ears. You notice, Meikai, that this symbolizes where normally these are the robes of, and you recognize this because you were brought into this group, though not raised into it. The females of the towns that are being trained and kind of ready to be chosen by the royalty to future wives and, at their sides. But they're both wearing the jewelry that signifies that they have been taken by the king.
Oh.
You do recognize them. These are two of them that were in kind of the same class as you and Kaori were as well. Himari and Yua. YUA. I think you've gone far enough. And their voices have this little bit of wisp to them. And the one in front, Himari, says to you, is the one behind Yua, just kind of holding her katana. You just see a flash of green as coming up out of the ground are similar as like undead from before, but they're all female women that look to be former Hansi. But you know Hansi are the people that are being trained that typically the prince or the king would choose either as their future wife, or if in Hanasukan tradition, if their wife did not give them an heir, they would take multiple wives until it's been a while, Meikai.
Gonna take out my chosen weapons and stare them down.
So, we heard you were here. And find you. King will be quite pleased. Tracked you down. She just slowly begins walking towards you. The others just kind of staring and kind of waiting for command. What is your marching order, by the way, at this point as well? With the map. Yeah.
Well, where's
this
is
one?
the blank?
This one in front would be Himari.
I'd probably be in the back because I feel like I would be watching out for everything.
The blank one is the Nightingale. Sorry.
I feel like I would have been walking with the Nightingale.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
So they're in front. So this is the front. Sorry. Probably should have done it the other way around. But you guys are heading south on the path. The way it's oriented.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But this one's kind of stepping forward. She reaches in. She has a scroll. She looks to you, Meikai.
What's that?
What are you? Has the king's seal on it and everything. You know how things go when you get summoned.
Yeah, I'm not going there yet.
He wasn't asking. Kind of just throws the scroll at your feet. So, are you coming with us or not?
No.
I
don't know what to do.
I'm going to activate my storm rune.
All right.
As we're watching.
Anybody else do anything in this moment?
No, storm rune.
Oh, storm rune. Sorry, not rune.
Not making me big. I was looking for something much more subtle.
It's giant.
Yeah, the
king's
one in the
waited.
back slowly starts walking up as well.
He's waited this long. He can keep waiting.
They both begin to take out their katanas. Everyone roll initiative.
Let's fight!
Let's fight!
Fight.
21.
Like, Meikai is like, nope.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
No negotiating. No, just no.
Think they'll give us information?
It's great.
No.
It's very Mekai. I
love it. Yeah, it's perfect. All right. Oh, put that up there. Roll in. Good initiative counter going. Every single time I say I'm gonna do this, and I don't. I was offering this before, so I know sometimes we can have all the enemies go at once. Do you want me to give them all different initiatives so it's between them, or do you want the different types of enemies to go at the same time? Guys, the choices.
By different types, you mean like the two main ladies are on one turn, and then all the other things?
And then,
oh,
if you want all the little ones to have their own initiative, or they can have separate ones, up to you.
I would probably just have them as one initiative for the little ones.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going through.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Doesn't bother me. I've been realizing on the offline games, some like it, some don't. So whatever you guys prefer.
Okay, if the little ones are all in.
That way,
one.
Sometimes it sucks if you're like getting ganged up on.
Yeah.
You can separate them out then. That's fine.
All right. You guys want them separate? Is that what you said? Or
yeah.
Oh. That's yeah. I always tell myself I'm gonna do this beforehand, and then I don't. All right.
It's just a lot of things.
It is until you kill him. Yeah, it just sucks for rolling initiative and stuff. All righty then. So, Nightingale. He's rolling a lot of ones today. It's the NPC curse. Mekai, what'd you get?
19.
All right, Zachary, what'd you get?
13.
13. Not a 1 point. Nice.
21.
21. Kahu.
6.
Alright. Alright. The two Hansi that you recognize, Mekai, seem directed in on you, and they take your no at face value. As it seems like their orders, they're going to follow through to bring you back. As the scroll that was kind of thrown at your feet is still there on the ground. Let me zoom in a little bit, so. There we go. Live up here. All right, Anais, you are up first.
Wow, really?
It's been so long. I wanted to give you guys a chance to play around with your stuff.
Yeah.
Level 12, baby.
So, for clarity, these guys are zombie type things?
Yeah, they seem to be like undead Hansi that are raising up out of the ground under their.
Gotcha. And then this one's alive, though. Yeah.
It seems like it.
Okay. Or at least from what we can tell. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you are quite close. Give me a perception check as you look back at this one closest to you.
Sure. Nias, why do you roll so bad sometimes? 16.
So again, they have the crowns. There's kind of lighter green and gold. A katana as well. Very thick white pale makeup on in a very traditional manner. But as you're looking, you can see pockets of decay and wounds in certain places where it looked like it was a fatal wound. These are undead as well.
Good to know, good to know. Okay. So I think
Let me reiterate.
Since
They are undead. You don't know if they're undead mechanically, but they don't look to be alive narratively. Let me just put that out there.
Okay. Why can I think it's something about like the higher level spells, like you know how they'll say like for like 5th level spells they'll be like you can cast this, but it's like a 1st level spell in your 5th level spell slot. I cannot find spells for the life of me because it feels like it's all crammed together. Okay, so I haven't done this spell in a long time, so let me read it really fast.
What are you attempting to do?
So, seeing as it looks like we're fighting, Anais is just ready to get this over with so they can keep moving on. So, okay. So I will. I know, I'm trying to like measure everything and make sure I don't hit anybody else.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So actually if I go right here, I should be good and I won't hit anybody else. So I'll go right here and I am going to cast Destructive Wave.
Okay.
Which so basically she has her weapon and she just like runs forward and like strikes the ground with her weapon and like lightning just kind of shoots out of it in this huge like wave in like a whole circle around her. So they need to make all those people in that, they need to make a Constitution saving throw.
And then the lady,
Ooh.
since Kahu's got his thing up,
Have her
and
do
she's
it at
within
disadvantage.
60 feet, she's gonna be disadvantaged on the roll.
Okay, we'll go with her first. 18 and a 3, so she fails. The 3, yes. 8. 8.
Fail.
I should go to the lottery and another 8. I rolled 3 7s in a row.
Yeah, all fail. So they all take 5d6 thunder damage and 5d6 radiant damage and are knocked prone.
Goodness gracious.
So
You're gonna
I've been
max-
wanting to do that one for a little bit.
You're gonna max that thunder damage.
Oh!
Hey now.
I'm just asking a question.
It's been a
Oh,
minute.
Do it.
No, not for now, actually. But, because I have a couple other things I might want to use that one for. But, it's a great thought. Okay. 10. So that's 18 thunder damage.
Alright.
And
I'm doing it wrong.
and then 17 radiant damage.
Alright. That's 18. 17. Yes. Don't you love higher level?
That was pretty cool.
Amazing. 18 minus 17. Jeez. All 4 of them. As Anais just instantly, as you kind of unleash your bow kind of in that larger staff, your chosen symbol illuminating, you start running up, the electricity beginning to basically storm you as you rise up into the ground and then coming down, rippling out with the radiant and electric damage. You can even see the tree lines in this path just kind of all break in that 30-foot radius around the wall. Because you guys are high enough level, you guys are doing like massive anime damage to the ground at this point.
She looks at the girl like that was talking to Meikai, or one of the girls, you know, and she just goes.
She just looks at you kind of with an excitement of. All right, so that's your action. Are you doing anything else?
No. I don't really have a bonus action since I used a spell.
And I think all Kahu did with his reaction, he's like, I think that stone was actually over there, and the stone like rolls just enough for her to slip on it as the destructive wave hits.
Yeah, with your reaction, kind of comes back and rebounds the electricity back into her. She would have kind of been free, kind of hits her from behind instead. Awesome, great move, Makai.
Hey, okay, so I'm gonna move. If I click the right thing, I'm gonna move in front of her. I have 50 feet of movement, so it's fine.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my 2 hits on her with my chosen weapons.
Go for it. Damn.
24 and a 26.
24 does
Roll them at the same
not.
time.
Just kidding. Definitely hit.
Okay, so
Both hit as you.
yes, and add the radiant damage because I don't want to forget that. And I'm gonna spend 2 key points, well, 1 for each, to add an extra D8 on top of the D8 and the D6.
What form is your chosen weapon currently?
They're still in their
Chakras?
chakrams. Mm-hmm.
Kind of illuminate both out in this radiant light as you start running up towards them as well, fighting and going for 2 quick attacks. As you kind of like glancing the katana off, but you're able to get under and grab 2 quick hits on her.
17 for the first hit.
17 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
On the first one, she kind of moves just a bit, and you feel like it's not doing as much damage. One.
Okay.
Like 8, right? Fine.
If it's half, 17.
Cool. Give you 9 on that one.
It doesn't look like my weapons are effective.
Weapons seem
Or she's
effective.
just-
It just looks like she was able to move enough to maybe take just half damage on that one.
Okay. $20 points of damage for the second one.
Oh, you said poison damage?
For the second
20
one.
points of damage. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Points.
I said poison damage. I was like, yo, when were you rocking poison? All right.
No, I'm immune to it, but I can't give it. And then I'm gonna do my backhands.
Go for it. Yeah, you can see the slices that you're doing into the skin is just opening it wide in the decaying part.
Okay.
Radiant is not looking good on her.
Unarmed strike is, let's see. So the first unarmed strike is a 22, and the second is a 19.
Okay, both hit.
Cool.
Backhand twice. Elbow and a backhand. So you're doing, this is a flurry blows, right?
Yeah, 10 points for the first one, and 12 points for the second one.
Nice. Alright, yeah, just bop, 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 bop. All 4 hits kind of hitting as she's kind of pushing her back in the dirt a bit, her feet kind of holding still. She's looking like she's ready for a duel, though. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Just waiting patiently.
Alright.
And my AC went up, so I need to mark that.
So this one
Okay.
behind, going to run up 5, 10, 20 up to Kahu. Kind of running and just kind of screaming this guttural scream towards you. As is going to try and make a attack against you. First one you see kind of like a as she's like slashing out at you, this kind of like like when light moves so fast you almost see like a glow after it, like a fade effect. Seems to be almost happening again in green as attack you. That's not gonna hit. That's a 12 on the first one.
No.
As it misses and goes up for a second attack. Nope. That misses as well, as as they do. Because I don't get to do my cool stuff ever. So unfortunately that one misses twice as you're kind of able to
Get my shield up in time.
defend both. Just kind of nails on this shield, just scratching out and ringing against it. And it'll be back up to this one. We're going to stand up from being prone. Let's see. All right. Okay. This one begins to she kind of like goes into a stance and you kind of see like some of this green breath coming out. Yes, I'm definitely stealing from Demon Slayer. As you see kind of her beginning to speed up a bit quicker. She's going to dash out this way, down, and then come back up to the opposite side as they're now rotating around Meikai.
Does she disengage or do I get an attack?
She went down and under your attack range because she was here.
Oh, sorry.
Like this.
Gotcha.
Oh. Sneaky lady.
It was a nice try. But yeah, unfortunately you weren't within 5 feet.
That was even with movement on that first get up, huh?
Oh, that's right. That's half. Yeah, you're right. Hold on.
Thank you for remembering that. I totally forgot about that.
5.
Thwarting its plans.
Yes, it is. They are.
Them monks.
I mean,
They got some
have 50
movement.
feet of movement, so.
But that would have been half dash and then still have an attack. So she's going to make an attack at advantage. Oh. Well, on that one, 17.
I'm at a 22 right now.
Yeah, second attack. I think this one went 27.
Yeah.
All right. As you're kind of like going back and forth, you're able to block the first one, but just enough distraction, she's able to come back through and slice through your leg. You kind of feel a really finesse hit across your thigh. As you're going to take extra damage on this one. 9. 23 points of damage. And I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Alright. Natural 20, 24.
Alright. You know within your training, sometimes different poisons have been introduced to the blades that fight for typically not the Hansi, as they are more political and not, but more of the warriors and guards for the. As you can feel kind of that wound pulsing, but you're able to push it off and not feel the effects.
I am immune to poison, so.
Not the poison effect though, but yes, you're immune to poison damage.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't have taken any damage on that one. All right, that was its go. This one's going to stand up. If I can get to it, there we go. 5, 10. Hold on. Yeah. 15. This is gonna come over to you. A nice, and that same thing. You kind of see these almost like glowing effects as it's fading after its hands. Going to be a 20 to hit on the first one.
Yeah.
And only a 16 to hit on the second one.
Okay, that one misses.
No one misses. Okay. Yeah.
But it does need to make a dex saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
That is going
I
to
use my reaction.
be 18.
Okay. She's fine then.
Good.
Lightning bolt tries to strikes her, but she's able to dodge out of it just in time.
Nice. All right. As that first one slashes against you, you kind of feel this one hits you, and then almost like this phantom attack hits you after the first one, as it does its damage. You'll take 14 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And I need you to roll a d4, please.
1.
On your next attack or saving throw, you'll have -1 on
Okay.
your next one. All right?
Sounds good.
As you kind of just feel this like phantom pain almost distract you on your next. Cool. That's its go. This one's gonna do the same exact thing. On page, not a DM one. Gonna get up. 5, 10. Walk over this time. Go into flanking. They'll do the same exact thing. Missed on the first one. And 19? On the second one?
Yeah, that hits.
That one hits, okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you only take 9 points damage, but I need another d4.
2.
How much roll a d4? Yeah, I guess they stack?
Normally things don't stack, you just take the higher of the two.
I'm going to roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from it.
Well, because what it would be, right, is the save would be
Source.
she has a -1 against this current save.
This isn't a save. So.
Yeah, it's just a thing that happens.
Just an attack, and then it happens.
I think it's super rare that anything ever stacks. You always usually just...
It's usually you take the
Let's
highest
replace it
of
with the 2
whatever.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll remember that.
Cool. We'll go with that. I think it's more fair to you guys. So, that one went. That one went. Zachary, you're up as you see a nice kind of getting surrounded, Makai surrounded a bit.
Okay. Let's see. I will start off by stepping about here, quickly scooping down, grabbing the summons and pocketing it in my bag.
Roll wisdom. Just kidding. Be good.
And then
Fireball.
from there, I'm going to cast a 3rd level bless on all of our friends here.
I forgot to add. Oh, she's like,
Wow!
So y'all get a d4 on attacks and saves.
who's it on? Just the 3?
Oh no, it's a 3rd level spell, so
That's
all
all
of
of
us
you
get
guys.
it.
Okay, cool.
That include our helpy friend.
Yep, 5 targets.
Nice.
Ooh, is that a D4 to stuff? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that was an attack roll.
And then I will look over to Anais and say, hang in there by yourself. You got this. And you get a Bardic Inspiration. D6.
Thank you!
Oh, I mean, not that I saw the chat. As you touch the scroll, you'll get transported away, because that's my idea.
I was honestly willing to risk that by doing that. I thought
That's why I didn't want to
I
touch
was
it.
honestly willing to risk that. So
That's actually a good idea.
Stack just has a nuke ready to rock.
100% ready to risk that if that happens.
The king's just like sitting there expecting Makai, and he's like, welcome, and he like turns around, he's like,
Works
who
for
are
me.
Who are
you?
you? I'm so mad, I will mess you up! That's what Zach does.
Stack's got the 2 bags of holding. He pops in and just.
Yeah, just things explode.
You just see a nuclear, like, the mushroom cloud come from the Capitol building.
Zach like walks slowly out of the explosion and he's like, I took care of it, guys.
He just looks like the phoenix
wings
rising
come
out of
out.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I banished myself before they connected.
I'm like, well, guys, that's the end of Fates United. They won.
We did it!
That'd actually be
Oh my
pretty,
gosh.
pretty epic.
I won't lie. I literally sat here for a second being like, might just steal that. And be like, at the end of your turn, you disappear. Or, you know, you feel yourself starting to.
Do
Cool.
it.
You doing anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Mark.
I love
Do
it.
it. I dare you. Do it. Do it.
Perfect. So this one is going to run up to Ahu as well. Take. I do give it to you guys, so I'll take the flanking on that one because I give it to you guys. But I don't think that hits. 19?
Nope.
Nope, I don't think so. I was like, I'm gonna take it because it's probably not gonna hit. And the other 19 misses as well.
My spear flashes up and deflects both shots.
Blah. I like never hit. I don't think I like rarely hit Kahu. Like that's how I always do.
I pretty much take most of my damage by taking other people's shots.
Yeah, right, exactly. All right,
But you hit me a lot that way.
True, that's fair. Those are usually pretty big attacks, yeah. All right, Tamara comes in for you and goes, "You should have never returned. The king has chosen us now." She kind of continues to flash out among you as you're now having this duel between two of the Hansi that you've trained with first. Advantage. 19 on the first one, I don't think hits.
Nope.
That will be a 26 on the second one.
That one does hit.
Again, kind of the same as the other one. You see as you're like glancing back blows and sparks coming off of the chakras and the katanas, as all of a sudden she finds a spot and then hits down hard and strikes. Going to take. Oof. 28 points of damage on this slash.
Okay.
As you see, they are seemingly well trained on finding weak spots and taking advantage, as well. You know what? And they'll use a key point and flurry of blows.
Okay.
Gonna be a miss on the first one. And her backhand is not as good as yours. As she tries to kind of kick you and swipe you around your feet, you're able to kind of dodge and kind of keep your wits about you. As this one gets up, nice, the same thing. Wait. Yeah. First attack is 24, then 1 on the second one. So.
Okay.
Oh, that's on.
I'm doing all my
Sorry,
stacks. I'm doing all my stacks against you, and like they don't matter because you haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
You'll take 6 plus 10 points of damage on that one, and if you roll me d4.
Okay.
As you're just these wild flashes of green coming at you.
3. I'm
3.
slowly
You're
climbing
right back up
yeah.
to 3. All right. Well, this one here will 25, 30 come up to you, Ahu. Guess we'll give it flanking with the one up here.
Well, you have the other lady who's there too. I mean, that one definitely has flanking.
True. Yeah. I guess. I always think about it because like she's not engaged with you. First one misses. Second one should hit. 18 plus 25.
Yep, that'll hit.
Yeah, 25. You will take 13 points, and I need a d4.
That's a 1.
All right. So next saving throw or attack, -1 plus your bless.
You said 13 points?
13 points of damage. Yep.
What kind of damage was it?
That one is, I think, just.
So slashing
Oh, this
damage
is
or
psychic.
Psychic damage.
Psychic damage.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's halved to 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that one was this one. So it is now your turn, Kyle.
I'm going to use a bonus action to get large and push these two further out.
Yeah, get swole. The bottom two? Is that what you're saying?
Probably push the lady and up top of me up one, and then move the other two.
These?
Yeah, yep, I'm gonna push those two and her up. Grow large.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Find the corner. Find the corner. Do this. Chat it. There we go. Okay. I don't know why. Roll20 has been really hard to get the corner lately. Like on the maps and tokens.
I don't
Alright.
have an advantage against this lady like they had against me, do I?
Against who?
The one that's engaged with Meikai?
Not quite at this one, just because it's next to you guys, not in between. Well,
That's
I'll
kind of
give
what
it
you
to
just
you. Yeah, I
gave
did
to
the
them
same
on.
thing. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
That's why I was asking.
Well,
Ah.
no, it's because the other ones were on the opposite side. That's like a Y. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you guys
Who's
had
in that space,
ones
though,
over
that
there.
you gave it for the other one?
Yeah, it was like here and here, not here and here, that you were giving them advantage on me.
Well, it was because you had this one here is why I gave it.
He just got there, and that one got advantage as well. You gave advantage to multiple.
I'll give
And
it to
I
you.
only had one that was actually,
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
which is why I'm asking, because I want to
Yeah.
know. Is
Sure.
not sure where the rules are at right
it's
now.
around them, between them.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to attack the one that's engaged with Meikai.
Go for it.
That one probably misses.
Thank you, Kahu.
They're all in kind of
That one's
distracting them anyway. Going for the girl, right? Yeah.
it's an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Nice. And that did include the -1.
Okay.
But I rolled a 4 on my bless.
Yeah, they're
So
kind of
that helped.
dexterous, but they're wearing some sort of like a kind of a leather underneath. Armor.
Okay, so that one is that plus. I'm so rusty at this right now. Pretty sure it's that plus.
I figured with us coming back in, we'd have an easy RP, and then I'll give you guys a combat on the second half. Kind of get the rust off on both sides.
Shake, shake.
Shake it off.
That. Okay. Oh, right. And then, are we on D6s right now, I think, with our weapons? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah, it's up from a D4. Yep.
Yep. I
haven't given you guys D8s yet, have I?
No.
Just D6s, right? Yep.
Yeah. So that is... $26 points of damage
Nice.
on that first strike.
Okay. I don't think it's any. Yeah, no. It looks like this one will half that down to 13.
Okay.
A move.
Well,
so,
my next shot's natural 20.
oh, probably should have saved it.
And I'm going to go ahead and ask that it makes a strength saving throw
Nice. Just
as I hit it with my fire rune.
And a chain start to break out from your spear and wrap around her. Fortunately, that's a natural 20 as well. I'm sorry.
That's alright.
I'll take the damage though. I'm holding her still as the next attack slashes across.
Yeah, she still takes the initial fire damage.
Look, there's the natural 20s. Offline, this dice gives me natural 20s. Like, only against Go Jack. Every time.
Then... That one is 36 points of damage.
How much? Sorry.
36.
36. Cool. Nice.
And then my next attack. Is it 21 to hit?
21 hits.
for 20 points of damage.
Ooh, nice.
She's still up.
Fill up.
Sounds like an action surge.
Do it.
Kind of like, you want to ignore me, huh?
Just as you're starting to hit faster and faster, all the waves and water now crashing down on her. The steam coming up from the chains of fire. Radiant slices as you and make our slicing flashing together.
The 32 to hit?
How much hit?
32.
Just miss. Definitely hit.
17
You
points of
overshoot
damage.
it.
Nice, 17. As you guys can tell, I've been watching a lot of anime lately, so there's a lot of anime descriptions going on in my head.
The 29 to hit.
29 hits.
That one is for 21 points of damage.
Oof. Nasty as you're just slicing through, and she's like wobbling a bit, but still kind of standing there.
And that last one's also a natural 20.
Natural 20. You kind of swing your staff in a circle. You can all see the water cresting kind of like on the beach right on his shoulders, creating that cape effect.
And that's 22 points of damage on the last natural 20.
As he just comes slamming down as the water just pushes her straight into the ground where she came from.
Just a behemoth of a spear strike.
Nasty.
Just like
Beautiful.
press her with your thumb back in the ground, like.
Just an entire water
Wow.
canyon and spears coming at that. That was over 100 points of damage. That was 115 points of damage.
That was
Plus,
a lot of damage.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that much. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was at full. It was at full hit points. That was.
Now we know how much
yeah,
HP.
120.
Write that down, Mark.
Oh, you're fine. You
Fighter
guys
gonna
all
fight.
figure it
Fighter gonna fight.
out. Nice. As the
I
other
would
one
say that's my turn.
kind of hisses at you. Perfect. That's your turn.
Yep.
All right. The Nightingale just standing there looking at all of you guys. I mean, do you even need my help? And she will come over to this side to get between you guys and flash out that one. That will hit. And will hit as well. Goes in. Sure. As you kind of see her coming out with two daggers, she's kind of slashing through. One kind of gets a really good purchase under kind of the clavicle there. She will do 6 points of damage and 12 on the second one. All right, that is her turn. Nice.
I almost dropped my rock.
Oh no!
So,
Throws the rock at the screen.
Okay, so I'm going to remind you of something, Mike. We said that I could have Thunderstep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to use that.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast it at 4th level. I kind of like look around, see I'm surrounded. I also see that.
See why I love
There's,
Thunderstep? It's so good.
It's so nice. Yeah, I just see there's a lot more people over there, and I kind of want to join over there. So, yeah. So there's kind of like already still like lightning and like around her feet and stuff. And she just kind of like the lightning builds up and then she just kind of zips over like super quick. And suddenly I'll move her.
They're all still slashing in the space that you were. Whereas about 3 seconds after you zip out, just a sonic boom, boom, blast out.
Yeah. Yeah, super loud. Sorry. And
Anais is definitely not stealthing anymore.
But my bow would be loud too, so you know it's gonna happen.
Any of the birds that were here are just flying off into the distance.
Yeah, yeah. I cast it at 4th level. This is where I'll use my channel divinity. 40
All
points to
three
each
failed.
of them.
Yeah. Plus that, so 40.
Yes.
Nice. Is it max damage? Do they automatically fail when you do that, or is it just?
Oh, I forgot. That...
I mean, they all did
they
fail.
do have to make a.
Curious.
Yeah, you're right. They do have to make a con saving throw.
No, it was like
but
7
no,
2 on the dice. So.
Yeah, so for the channel divinity, then that's just 40 for each of them.
Nice. They all look hurt. Let's put it that way. They're still standing, but they all look hurt. You're doing massive AoE damage. Insane.
Yeah. It's really fun.
Massive AoE damage. Like, yeah, my build's just taking a little while. Boom!
Yeah.
All right.
It's great.
That's your turn?
Yep.
As you just appeared, she kind of like seconds later finally sees you on the other side.
I just have my weapon ready to go.
Anais, as you're kind of making this fight, all of a sudden you're going in for your Makai, right? As your attacks. Then all of a sudden Anais shows up behind her and distracts her enough to give advantage on you.
Yeah.
Natural 20!
Natural 20! Look at that, meant to be.
And I'm sorry, I have to ask every time. Is this the dice
However
I'm
you want to
doubling
do
or
it.
the
However
damage?
you want to do it. Usually I have you re-roll the dice. Double the dice.
Oh, double the dice. Okay.
You know, like double the amount of dice you roll is typically what I have you
Right.
do.
Okay, I'll just do that then, because that's more dice I can roll. Well, it's just a 14 total for the first hit because I rolled really low. And I did pump 14 total.
Oh.
Whenever I hit with natural 20s, I always get like the lowest amount on those dice.
I feel that.
Then I can like it's
Nope.
Wait. I only rolled them once. I didn't roll them again. That was only the one time. So it's 14 plus. Sorry, I was like, wow, that doesn't feel great.
We need to have. We're gonna have Ranger just sit behind you, or we'll hire someone to audit your roll. You think?
Plus another 12.
Nice.
On top of that 14 for that hit.
damage, that delayed hit as you kind of pop, slash with the crit. And I don't know why I plus those minus 14. Okay.
Okay. And then I'll do my second attack.
Go for it.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
Okay. $14 total on that one.
14 points total. Are you sure that's
14 points total. That's not doubled. I promise.
I like it.
And I didn't use a key point on that, so
an offhand.
Just notating that. And then now I'm gonna backhand slap.
Nice.
26.
26 hits.
Right. And that is 12 points for that first slap. Natural 20 for the second slap.
Are you doing
Oh
flurry
my
blows?
gosh.
Yeah, that was flurry of blows.
Go for
That's not
it.
how you backhand. This is how you backhand.
You suddenly toss up your chakras as she looks confused and looks up, and you just double backhand slap her ears.
Okay.
I don't know.
And
how
that
backhand works,
is
but
8 points.
8 points on that one.
8 points total. Yep.
Nice. All right.
My rose quartz dice is nice tonight.
Definitely
Consider.
looked like she took some damage on that turn. Boy, please. That's it?
Yep.
All right. It will be this one. Yeah, flanking because of this guy over there. Oh. That's 2 1s, that's fun. And a 2 and a 3. Alright. I don't get it.
Oh.
I don't get it. Always against Kahu. Alright, she's dead.
It is too thick.
These will come over 5, 10, 15, 25 to Zachary.
Girls don't want to slap him. They can tell a leader.
Zachary, that is 22 to hit.
Yup. As he looks over and sees Nice is gone, just
Oh no!
I will.
Yeah? Yeah?
Use my reaction to take the hit for him.
Okay, you take 12 points and
So nice.
take a D4 as well, guys. Have you guys been adding bless?
I have been, yeah. That is a 4 to that one. You said that was 12 points of damage?
12 points, yep.
Okay. So I am now.
That the second? That was the first attack.
Zach, you're pushed. Actually, here, Zach is pushed down one
Downwards?
spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
down here. Okay.
As I step in
Oh,
and-
don't push Zach. That's so mean.
Just bullying Zach.
I
And I was about to nuke the king for you.
I put out the triangle or the D4. I put out the D4.
I don't think you missed it all though, right? Making sure.
Triangle.
Yeah. With the triangle out. So shapes
I
with
was like,
shapes
what?
with make high.
I only rolled diamonds and squares.
I want you to call the D6 a square now.
What do you call the D20?
A
Dodecahedron.
dodecahedron.
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta go like legit with it on that one. All
I
right,
mean, they're all
complicated.
legit.
I guess
The
polygon.
most sides.
a diamond
No, the
and the
most sides.
triangle and the
Most
dodecahedron.
sides.
On most sides.
23 to hit Kaku on the second attack.
Yeah, that hits.
You'll take same exact 12 again.
Okay.
Then roll a d4 to see if it goes up to a 4.
It's already at 4.
Oh, is that 4? Okay.
Yeah, I maxed it on that one.
Each one will Mark, highs or lows?
Highs.
I will say I'm the bigger target.
Yeah, it kind of did one of these.
How smart are they?
They have a college
Average.
degree.
They have an average farmer's amount of knowledge. Okay.
They have a wife degree.
I'm trying to encourage them to hit me. Okay.
Dang. Now I'm hitting. Okay. 24.
Yep.
Oof. 16 on that one,
All right.
and then
I'm doing fine, guys.
that was my first one, right?
Did your first
Yeah.
attack of that one? Yep.
Oh wow. Okay, and that one misses. Jeez. Every time I roll, I'm like, I don't know if that was my first one or second one. All right. Perfect. As you kind of take that damage, like you said, the only damage you ever take is not when I'm directly hitting you; it's when I go after someone else and you take the damage. Zachary, as you get bullied out of the way, and then the zombie doesn't even choose you now, as you're now being ignored.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Rude.
I want it to be like, you know how everyone
Right.
jokes like that the people like in sports sometimes will fake the injuries like more than they really are. So Zach's like, ah! like, well,
Zach's the soccer player.
yeah.
Like my favorite.
He is the soccer player.
Yeah.
Totally a sport. Zach can play soccer.
What was Greg's character at Gary Con where he was like, ow, 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 I'm injured, I need healing. And he's like 1 hit point
Oh
down.
yeah.
And Amar's just walking around with like no hit points, like I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Tessa,
right. Yeah, that was
yeah.
his. Okay. Yeah. I love that so much.
All right. I am going to start my
I am not
turn. Raising my staff, bringing it down, and doing a distant spell version of Word of Radiance.
Oh.
So I need all the baddies within 10 feet of me to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Creature of your choice. Yeah, okay. All right. And how far is it? 10 feet?
I have 10 feet right now, so there should be 3 of them getting hit.
Cool. All right, I'll go top, middle, left. This is Constitution, right?
Yep.
Fail. Natural 20. 19. So the top one fails.
What's the 20 total too?
Excuse me?
Because there's no crit saves, so
It's just a 20.
it fails.
Gross.
Wait, what's yours? What is
My
yours?
save is 21.
Ridiculous.
That is a
What?
high
How did
save.
you get to that?
It's the
That's
vial I
item.
gave him.
Kahu.
Oh,
It's staff
Kahu's
plus Kahu.
blacksmithing.
oh my gosh, Kahu.
Rachel, remember when I was like, you know what? Take an extra
Kahu's
attack? That's why. Because that's insane. They both got their +3
ridiculous.
items. And I was like, you know what? Take an extra attack, cleric.
Yeah.
So all failed?
All failed. Natural 20. I'm not even
Okay.
going to roll anymore.
13 radiant damage to all of them.
You shall not live. Because they were all at 10. Or at least they were.
Yay!
This one's not. This one's not.
Oh.
And I will, in
Top
hopes
bottom.
of helping out my buddies over there, I'll do spiritual weapon right up alongside that lady. I'm gonna take a swing. I'll do a second level, one of those.
This one? Here?
No, down here. There.
One make I was
Oh,
punching.
gotcha.
The backhanded one.
Yeah. She's not very nice, so.
He likes to drop, though.
That's great. I got to 25 to hit.
Like
Oh.
Great, awesome.
Plus 126 to hit.
Great benefits.
Great. Yeah, that definitely hits.
For 10 force damage to her.
Hit? 10?
Free jewelry.
I feel like every
That's
time you
my
do spiritual
low
weapon,
level.
it's like...
That was my low level spiritual weapon.
okay.
And I'm not going Super Saiyan.
Oh,
either,
gotcha.
so.
That's right. I was like, usually when you do this, it's like 3 different numbers of, like, insanity. How are you doing
Nope,
more damage than the
that's-
fighter?
Zach's not that mad.
Right, that's right. That's Super Saiyan 2.
He needs to get madder.
This is just
That
chill.
is-
He's like, whatevs. Like, just going off the road.
I'm tired.
Just like, really, guys? Why? Okay. That's his turn.
I love it.
His spiritual weapon's kind of like clink. I gotta
Like,
have part
stop
of
it. Stop it.
Oh, I love it. Alright. Well, I guess... Yeah. They're not being directed. Go to the bigger target.
Yes, attack me. Let my damage soak it all.
It will use the rest of its movement first. Matter. 3 and a 4 on the die. The second attack. There we go. I'll take that one. 26.
Okay.
I finally hit you with the actual hit. Ooh, that's a good roll too.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is I have resistance.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. This is
20
like
points of
your fight.
damage.
22 points.
22. Oh, that's a big hit.
Yeah, that's a good roll. That's the one thing. That's one thing about D10s for me. It's like such a big range. You're like, yeah, D10s, but I'm like, I like 2D6. First attack miss. That one hits. As it kind of swing towards you. I don't think that replaces your D4 yet at all. Anyway.
No, because I maxed out on it. It's a 4.
But this one just seems relentless at you, Meikai, as it's now taking all these attacks, and she's just smiling and all this. The king is going to be happy to see you again, Meikai. And just almost this like happiness with anger as you can see like the woman member. Yeah, she doesn't have advantage. So that's going to be a miss on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And she will go ahead and steady aim this one.
Steady aim.
Don't miss. That's a rogue thing. They're
Oh,
a rogue
gotcha.
monk.
Is she just trying to shoot me from point blank?
No, it's just next attack. They're like kind of holding still to get advantage. Yeah. But she misses
Got it.
both attacks on you, as she's unable to hit, as
Cool.
you're able to defend. There's quicker slashing back with each other.
Her head's still ringing from that backhand.
For real.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. Make it up here as well. I'll not give it advantage on this one because it's not crossy.
No, you can give it advantage because you gave me similar advantage, right? 'Cause you have this Y.
Yeah, every time like I do the 3, I don't know. It just Lit and I were talking about. I liked how he rolled it on his. It just kind of made sense. I still don't think it's gonna hit though. 21.
That hits. That is my AC.
Oh, is that your AC? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong dice. 13 on that one. And the one below, go after Nightingale. This one. Okay, and miss. Cool. Kyle, it's your go. Hi,
All
Dwight.
right.
The lady yells out in the middle. Hi, Dwight.
I'm gonna start by attacking the one that's closest to Zach.
Go for it.
So,
Looking rough.
ha! Perfect. I rolled a 4 on my bless. Thanks, Zach. Completely countered.
Yes.
Completely
You
countered.
have no hold on me. This attack was.
Yeah.
This whole fight was meant for Kyle.
That puts me
Yeah.
at 19.
19 hits.
Alright.
You have minimum damage kills it.
It's 22 points of damage.
Yeah, definitely. As you just kind of cleave it right in half.
And then I'm going to pivot and attack the one that was attacking the Nightingale.
Okay.
So another 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And that is 20 points of damage.
20 points hits. It's looking rough.
And then it's a 32 to hit.
Jeez.
For 14 points of damage.
He never did get an initiative, did he? He just dies out of fright.
And then I am going to
Sorry about
use
that.
a bonus action to do Second Wind.
Nice.
And all of my allies within 60 feet of you
Everybody.
gains 12 HP.
Nice. That's his new second
12,
win
you said?
ability.
That's neato.
As the water kind of
yeah.
flows out through all of you, you kind of feel the water seeping into you as the hydrate brings you 12 HP back.
Is it HP or temp HP?
Like a
This
heal.
is health. This is health.
Okay.
Wow.
I get my last 2 points back.
I love it.
Even better that he would be like, like afterwards of 2 hit points.
I was going over one of these, not this specific encounter, but one of these similar to someone, and I was like going over the mechanics. I was like, yeah, no, I've given so much to Fates, and just the way they're built already. I was like, I have to do Deadly at a minimum encounter to start giving them any threat, and then just go up from there. It's fun.
Oh my gosh.
I've done some damage on this one. I'm pretty proud of myself in this fight. I'm not
Yeah.
down or anything, but
I mean,
you know, a couple more rounds. You know. Do anything else on your turn?
that's everything. It's 3 attacks and it's a bonus action.
Nice. All right. She's
I was gonna say too,
I could move,
I feel
but
like
I'm
that's
trying to keep things focused on me, so.
as a DM, it feels like an accomplishment when you have players that always finish your fights really fast if you can keep a fight longer.
Yeah, I was not expecting us to
2
go
rounds.
the full hour.
You're
Yeah.
like, I did it.
I also was to be sure that I worded this that they didn't summon them with an item or with an ability. They just crawled out of the ground. So I was like,
there you go.
They're not being counterspelled away at this one. But she attacks twice with her dagger, kind of slashing through the different parts as like a hand falls off on a shoulder and then one of the ankles, as this one is. Nightingale kind of flashing at. She's going to move, I guess, here. A little tactical spot to try and kind of give some aid there. Nice.
So how bad? Yeah, how bad does she look, this person in front of me?
Definitely looking like she's starting to wobble, take some hits. Looking
Okay. Okay.
Good night, Yona. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're ending like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I'll kind of like look to Meikai like a do you want me to finish this sort of look, or her, just kind of reading her emotions in that moment.
Well, and seeing them up close that they are undead, like, I'm just gonna kind of like sadly shake my head.
Okay.
Just like, don't, like, you can do it. Or go for it, I guess.
Okay. So the first is 26.
26 hits.
I'll roll for damage.
You'd have like mid-20s AC for you. You guys probably would have been hitting Let's Flourish guy.
Yeah.
Wait, at D6 now. Okay. 13, 14, 15, 16.
Nice. You don't often use your extended glaive part of it.
No, not
Which is
often,
fun.
no.
Now swing down the lightning up on the front end as you swing the bottom end back up for second attack.
Second attack. I think I missed. That's well, even with
be
Bless,
a
I think
D4.
I missed. Because that's
You have inspiration too.
let's see if I can make it.
With your inspiration.
18?
18 hits the target.
I rolled 9, but the Bless and the inspiration, I rolled a 6 on inspiration.
Nice.
So that's beautiful.
Zach's being the
Thanks,
light
Zach.
his dad asked him to.
Wow!
With those golden wings!
Wow! 7.
I was just imagining on them since they're not even out yet.
10.
10 points. It is looking very rough. Still standing.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Mm-hmm.
Meikai.
Okay, let's get after her.
You can just see her like taking all these wounds as she's just slashing across, and she's holding up one more, but it doesn't look like she's gonna give in.
Yeah. Which one's this one's name?
Mara.
I'll just Amara.
Himara,
Amara, not Amara.
Oh,
I was like Amara. Sorry.
Himera. Okay. I looked these up on a website and did not do any V's or A's.
Like, is this a subtle message to Amara? Like, are you mad at her or something?
I was wondering why someone kept
I
saying
thought-
Amara earlier, and I was like, what? I didn't say any of the A names today.
I wrote her name down as Hamari, not Hamara.
It's Himura. Yeah.
So I did have an H in there. I just thought you said Amar. And
Actually, no,
okay.
I'm sorry. Himari. Himari.
Amari.
That's what I had. Sorry. My fault.
I was right. Okay, cool.
Like I said, my players are always more right than I am on their notes.
Okay, I'm going to raise up my chakrams again and just, I'm sorry, and let's see, plus the triangle.
Plus the triangle of
Does
death.
a 7? That was pretty low for me. Does a 7 or a 17 hit? Not a 7. 17.
Oof, 17 hits.
Oh, does it? Okay.
16 AC.
Okay.
It's triangle time. Triangle moon damage.
Well,
12.
for the first.
As you kind of like slicing in, she grabs your hand and pulls the chakra in even deeper. As you see it kind of take its last hit, and she just looks at you. Should have stayed. Ruled. As she just starts to decay and crumble.
Ugh. Okay. Well, we're still fighting.
I'm gonna say, with that, as this one goes down, there's a burst of green energy as the others kind of both also decay as well.
Oh.
The battle
Don't breathe it
ends
in.
with the last hit there. You jump back and quiet on there. You all weren't kidding. You really are. Really want you dead, huh?
Yeah.
There's a long list.
The king threatened me face to face a few months ago. 7, 8 months ago.
Not the first time someone's wanted us dead.
Not the last time.
Well, it won't be any worse than that then.
Oh, I think it's going to be worse.
Wow. What was that scroll all about then?
I didn't want to touch it. I thought it was going to teleport me in front of the king.
Sounds like a genius idea. I don't know why they didn't think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you think he's pretty tricksy.
Do you think it actually says something, or?
Yeah, Zachary, you got it, right?
Yeah, I'll read it and see if I think that happens. Pull it out.
You are transported as you break the seal. You guys had to break the seal all along. That's what I had designed for it.
Like,
You know,
an
I
advantage
really
on his
feel-
roll because my storm rune's still up.
Can I choose to fail?
I really feel like if one of us was to leave the group in a manner like this, our encounters would be much more difficult to get through. It's because our builds work so good together.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. We've never had a kidnapped character or anything.
Sure.
Yeah, we're not the beacon babies. What do you think we are?
We don't even have a kidnapped tally.
Hey,
I mean, what
but
kind
when
of
we
game
got
is
kidnapped,
this?
we got kidnapped together, alright?
You got kidnapped good. You
We
made
were
us kidnappers
great
look
hostages.
good. So,
Friends forever.
Yeah.
I missed them.
But do you crack it open?
Yeah, I open it.
It's
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Go,
soon.
I'm
like-
tempting fate. Let's go.
a very formal invite. Welcome, Johanasuka. You're cordially invited for dinner. The king's palace. No harm will come upon you. You are all my guests. Love to catch up with you, Mikai. Signed, Queen Kaori.
What's even worse, signed by her.
Funny, it
And-
doesn't say anything about us not being able to do harm to her in that letter.
Essentially
You know
written-
what?
Essentially written as a royal kind of like decree of like entry thing. That's how it's still written to you, Mika. You've seen this before as like a pass to the guards to enter something.
We have
Yeah.
we pass around the city now.
Zach, give me an Arcana check.
Sure.
All
I
right.
assist him.
You have proficiency?
I don't have proficiency, but I have advantage.
No, not for this one.
I don't think it's gonna matter because I got a natural 20 on it.
Okay. It's a nice try though. Yeah. Not on
Good
this
job.
one.
Thank you. Thank you for 26.
But you can feel a little bit of a buzz of arcane. On it.
Okay.
We all got
Let's
natural
cast
20s.
identify on it.
Okay. Cast identify.
Yeah.
So, I didn't go as far as saying that it had an instant transport, but it does seem like it has a teleportation class if at any time you wish to be transported there.
Oh.
That's why I was laughing
okay.
when all that was
These
like,
guys.
Yeah.
like, man, that's way better of an idea. But yeah, you can go up to 8 people with this. Be transported. Awesome.
It's like she wants us to kick her butt or something.
Do you guys that?
No.
Okay.
No.
I would have died laughing. It was amazing.
Zach's like,
Zach just one KOs the big bads.
I have fun. If I would have gone
I
for it.
still love the idea of Nuke just going off in the background like literally 30 seconds later, and we're like, oh.
the green disappears, the clouds go away.
Guess he's
Sunny day.
Thank you, Zach.
There's a rainbow.
So, Celestia is like brought back into the ground, and it's
Yeah.
all right.
Not over
If you want
Ronsham.
to go there, we
Yeah,
can go there.
completely destroy Roshan doing that.
Do you think he cares? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay, well that's good to know. Hey, that saves us time travel. What's a
does.
nice thing.
And with that identify, we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's session as you now are looking over this scroll close to this temple. Now, looks like it'll be a few more hours. However, with this fight, you can tell as the Nightingale looks at you as getting late. We're gonna have to be careful the rest of the way. There's more monsters up. As you know, it's more dangerous at nighttime here. But we'll go ahead and wrap up that session. It was good to be back, y'all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys, everyone at home, all of you guys jumping in and chat and saying hello and hanging out with us. Yeah, I mean, we are with it. We're into the last little leg of this campaign. We'll be the Hanasuka arc and then a couple big boss battles to end the game. So it's getting really exciting. So next 2.5 months, we'll see. As far as next week, stay tuned. We are having some scheduling stuff happening, so most likely we'll have a session next week, but we'll let you know in the Discord exactly when that's going to be. Otherwise, going forward past next week, and I probably should just mention this next week instead, but we're going to attempt to make our new nights on Fridays going forward instead of Thursdays. They seem to be cursed, even though tech issues still plagued us today, but
Oh, that's for sure.
that's just streaming. So we'll go ahead and try that out and see about that going forward. But I love you guys all so much. Make sure to drop in Sunday for Mishaps, 2 p.m. Central on Marquee Gaming. We'll be back. We almost died. We are gonna get into stuff. We're gonna be sad.
We're
Horde
gonna be
Hunters.
sad.
But it was super exciting. If you haven't checked out Kelly's backstory uploaded on YouTube, go check it out. It was fun to watch as kind of the Mission Zero beforehand coming.
Also, Winnie's just super cute in general.
Winnie's adorable. The whole time I was watching, I was like, she must be protected.
I know. Hold
So
her.
check out Monday art stream with Rachie. We'll be back Tuesday on Lit's channel for Lindsay. Other than that, guys, we love you. Hopefully next week. Safe. I'm just not gonna read anyone tonight because I don't even have that up right now. So love you guys, and we'll catch you later. Bye.